can head back to town. And
Okay,
recover
so those of you
properly,
who wish to expend some hit dice, you can spend up to 6 of your dice. So if you're a D8 class, you get 68, 66, or 60-10, or whatever your hit die happen to be. And then you get those back as hit points.
Is there any way to track how many hit dice you're currently using in D&D Beyond?
I believe so, yes. There is a short rest, expend hit dice
you click
thing.
on short rest.
Oh, yeah, you are correct.
And then, of course, remember to add your constitution modifier to each dice as well.
Yeah, it tells you if you press the short rest button. It's 1d6 plus 2 for me. Let's roll the dice. 2 plus 4. Let's spend another one. Another 2. Nice. Fun. Spend one more. Oh, nice. 6.
Okay. Everybody happy with their hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. All right. So, you find gentlemen take an hour or so to bind your wounds, comb the area looking to see if there's any magical traps or any more loot through the casual eye to find. And those of you more seriously injured get bandaged and splintered and, in general, put back together best you can. And after a nice late morning meal, you decide to head back to town.
Yeah. I also take a arcane recovery.
Sure.
Restore one of my level 3s that I had used.
It's all good. Okay, on your way back to town. Going to assume that you guys are getting led by Brienne. You just roll on the random encounter chart to see if anything interesting happens, because everybody loves random encounters.
Mmm, tasty.
But no, it is a very uneventful trip back. At one point, you hear in the distance once more the shattering of trees and branches, and you strongly suspect that the presence of another one of the stichosaurs in the area. But luckily for you, they are indeed herbivores, and you do not run across one on your way back home. You arrive in town just as evening starts to fall, and you can now see a few changes have been wrought in your absence by the presence of your orcish companion. You see that there have been torches lit outside the gates to the keep, and you can also see the presence of two very non-intimidating looking peasant folk standing at attention at the gate, both with pitchforks, standing guard. And as you guys start heading up the hill towards the village, I will quickly load up the map. Grab all of the right thing here. If anybody has anything on the table, I would suggest removing it for now. Okay, and you guys make your way up the trail towards Homeal. A lot of things. You see some people are all like standing around in a crowd inside of the gates. All of them bubbling and hubbling and talking amongst themselves. Let me actually change the audio for that a little bit. And the first thing you notice is a trio of carcasses spread on the ground in front of these people. 3 enormous forest bucks that seem to have been felled by one of the hunters in the village. And the second thing you see is they have carried out some long trestle tables, 2 of them, in fact, in front of the well. And they're busy setting bowls and cups and stationery out. And it looks like they're in the midst of busy preparing for a feast. It looks like they are about to celebrate your arrival. And, of course, the rescue of the small child, which did not get friendly fired this time. Which is pretty great. So as you guys arrive, you hear first individually here. And eventually it's just this wall of sound as the people in town start clapping and cheering for you as you make your way up the path. And you see a lot of like points, like people pointing and going, oh, look, like covered in blood, and like another one, oh, his armor is rent. And you see like a lot of them are staring wide-eyed at the battle damage that you lot have accumulated. And you see the figure of the Burgermeister push his way through the crowd and go, oh, you're safely back. We're so pleased. Welcome. Welcome, all of you.
Hello again, Burgermeister.
And? Did you catch the creatures?
Of course.
And?
They are dead.
Oh, that's wonderful news. And you see like a lot of people, the Donalds are dead, they're like really like freaking out now that you guys have like rolled up on a null raiding party and just completely brick them and have lived to tell the tale and come back about it. He's like, well, come on in. We got lots of food we're gonna be making tonight. We've got these bucks. We're gonna have them on the fire. We're gonna have some gruel and some bread. And yeah, it's gonna be a feast to celebrate your great victory.
Excellent. I'm sure that my more organic companions will be most delighted.
Oh, you can eat?
I have no mouth and I must scream.
What?
Never mind. That was a... I didn't mean to say that.
Okay. Well, come on in. And you like guys get led inside, and so what would you lads like to do now? There's a crowd of people milling around you guys, like pointing and looking. You see a few of the more religious ones reaching out to touch you as you go past, in awe at the deeds that you have performed.
Can I?
I bless all the peasants around me.
You go first.
No, it's fine.
No, you.
No, it's fine, because I was just going to say that my comrades have encountered some sort of psychological damage, because they're all caught.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. Cleef,
You were going to say something, so you go
okay,
first.
thanks, buddy. I'll go first then. Thanks. Cleef's gonna like gather all the kids.
Backflip.
Well, obviously. God. Cleef's gonna start juggling daggers to entertain the children.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else would
Sure.
you do? God.
Make a sleight of hand check for me. So you start juggling them daggers.
Keith drops 3 knives into his face.
Not
In
again.
the face of a small
Into
nearby
the
child.
children. Not the children.
14.
14, yeah. You do a fairly dazzling display of wickering knives, the blades flashing in the setting sunlight, illuminated like chunks of gold. It's very impressive. What were you blessing them with, Ein? What benediction do you lay upon the peasantry?
Just the general blessing,
I don't know.
Just,
God's be
bless
with
you,
you, good
child.
luck.
You're just like, bless you, my child. Just like,
Yes, bless you.
No,
bless
I
you,
just
my
just
child.
pointed them with that like side gun gangster pose, and he's like, "Bless you, bitch." Damn. He is the gangster priest.
okay. What is Mr. Elephant doing?
I'm probably just gonna find the burgomaster and the archbishop and ask them about this here random cave in the.
Well, as
Did you
make your
accidentally
way-
dig up some giant evil arcane maze? Just
Well,
forgot
as
to
you make
mention.
your way to the Burgermeister, you see a brown-haired woman with the boy Henry that you saved come forward, and she does a very, very clumsy impersonation of a curtsy as she bows to you, and she hands you a bunch of flowers, like a A bunch of white daisies. Thank you, my lord.
She wants to get her some of that elephant trunk.
No. She's just happy that her child is not dead, damn it.
Thank
That's
you.
what they all say.
It was my absolute pleasure. I'm hoping we can help you all more in the future. And then I tuck the tuck the bunch of flowers next to my ear, because I have bigger ears and a bigger head, probably because I'm.
Pretty much. You like easy, you're like flower elephant, like a mouse. Okay, so well, you make your way through to the burgomaster, or to the priest, Archbishop Gregory, standing in the back, along with the little tonsured priest that keeps getting yelled at and go for it by everybody. And he looks at you coming, eyebrow kind of quirk, like, why have you got flowers? But okay, whatever, just roll with it. You guys just slaughtered, a pile of gnolls, so he's not going to be one to judge. So, what can I do for you? You look like you're moving with a purpose to get here to me.
I just wanted to ask you a few things before we all forgot in the revelry, and I kind of gesture back to all the tables and chairs and crowd.
Of course.
In the quarry, we found a mysterious, floating, glowing magical rock, as well as a tunnel deeper into the earth. And I wanted to know, is there anything else about that quarry you want to tell us? Is there a giant mystical maze down there or something? I don't know.
As far as I'm aware, there's nothing like that in this region. I myself have only been here for a few weeks, but I'm not aware of any magic or such. It's just an old quarry. It's where these walls, in fact, were quarried from many years ago.
I think it's
the
become
North
slightly
Hammer
more than
raised.
that now.
Well, it might be worth investigating. Is it safe now, or?
It's safe-ish for now, but we need to go back and actually go through the caves. There's no telling what's underneath it.
Oh, that's a fair point. I think it'd be of great aid to the town if we managed to get the quarry up and running again. But no, I'm not aware of anything unusual. For now, I think the safest is to rest, eat, and see what tomorrow brings.
That sounds like a good idea. Those deer look delicious. I'm going to go head back there.
Okay, and you get back into the crowd. Is anybody else doing anything at this moment? Brian.
The townsfolk who try to, the religious ones who try to reach out and touch us as we pass. Those that I am able to, I call to me, and we go and stand off, and I lead them in a short and heartfelt benediction of thanks to Cthulhu for having seen us through this mighty battle.
So you're
Make
basically going all Hare Krishna on the
Make
Yeah,
a
Hare Cthulhu.
charisma check for me,
You're making a new
Followed.
cult, Hare Cthulhu.
followed by a.
Oof, I say charisma check of 8.
Okay, so you don't manage to pull that many of them. You managed to get a small group of about 6 or 7 people.
No, that was the
All
goal,
told.
was just to get a small group.
And make a performance check for me. Try and lead them in prayer to orate.
Performance of 14.
Not bad, not bad. Could be better, could be worse. But in all, you managed to. A couple of them like stumble along. They don't know the word, so they just kind of like.
No,
trying
I know
to
that
ape
they
what
don't.
you're saying.
That's
So they're just kind of like, Cthulhu. They're like they're struggling a little
Yeah.
bit with the pronunciation, but you manage to lead them through a fairly simple prayer, and most of them leave feeling a little bit better about themselves. Like something actually tangible has happened for the first time in their lives. This faith in the nameless God is very abstract, and the only real benefit it brings is learning how to read and to write normally, which is not of much use to somebody who's literally farming dirt. But here, these figures of legend have arrived and have actually done something tangible, and that has renewed their faith in you specifically. And they are very, they're filled with hope.
They still don't understand what Ia Kahulu Flagon means, but
Yeah, man.
I'm looking at that what he's doing and I'm a little jelly, so I'll try to out.
You're gonna try and outdo him. All right. Make a charisma check for me to see if you can score some converts.
And thus the first civil war of this town begun.
No. You remember, I've already messed with Fane a little, with Fane's head a little bit.
Wow.
Thane, unfortunately, you're not as
Oh.
charismatic as your companion.
I'm
but
sorry. My tongue is twisting.
I walk over to Fane and I place a hand on his shoulder and give him an encouraging nod, as if to, try again. You can do this.
While the peasants-
Cthulhu will bless you and give you and
I
help
shake
you
my
to
head
say this.
and I say, Cthulhu, who is that? The Raven Queen. She will guide my hand.
And Cthulhu guides the Raven Queen.
When all the peasants walk away in dismay and the warlock leaves, I'm gonna slide up behind him and just be like, I'm not even standing next to him because I'm whispering through my trunk. I'm like, you get more converts via holy wars. Kill them all. Start again.
Wow.
What's that? Starting holy wars? No, not me.
What?
We're the peaceful
What a
monks.
heel turn from Elephant Boy.
playing the long con. All right. You guys mingle with the crowd a little bit. A lot of you gets into the bath house, which is literally just a shack with some stones that have been warmed and a couple of deep basins for you to sit in to wash off in. It's nothing fancy. The water is not even particularly hot.
But are the
There's a-
wenches that are helping us clean?
No, unfortunately not yet.
What kind of shithole is this?
That's Homiel. It's the definition of a shithole. That's why you're here. But there are some basins set out for you with some relatively clean robe set out for you guys and some homespun garments if you want to change into those. And yeah, the rest of the evening is taken up by the peasantry salting and roasting these 3 bucks. Everybody in the village is given a small piece. The bulk of the meat is actually reserved for you, Elias. And you are given a table of high honor, where you can sit with both the Burgermeister and Father Gregory to enjoy your meal. The rest of the people, even though the food is nothing really to write home about, like I say, gruel and bread and a little bit of meat for everybody, there's almost a holiday atmosphere, festive atmosphere.
I find like 4 bricks and prop my chair up so it's the height.
You find some crumbling pieces of stone and you elevate your chair slightly so that you are now sitting slightly higher than the rest of the people
I
at
wish
the
to
table.
find out which peasants hunted these magnificent beasts.
You ask around, like one of the serving ladies brings you a flagon of water and puts it down, because unfortunately there's no booze in the village. And she scurries off, and it's not long, and you see 2 very scraggly looking bearded peasants approach. A real woodsman. You can smell them coming before you can see them. But also wearing like brown rough spun, some leathers, and one of them is walking with a walking stick. And they come up to you and say, "You looking for us, my lord?"
I just want to see the people who brought us this magnificent feast. And then I flick them each a copper.
A copper coin. My
copper.
goodness. They're like, "Oh, thank you, my lord. Me brother and me, the bishop," and then like it's completely tongue-tied, like trying to speak to you because of money, and you guys being as famous as you are, you kind of just like trails off. So yeah.
I flick him 2 coppers each.
They're both like, their eyes widened as they now have a significant wage on their hands here.
A gift from the Raven Queen for this
Thank you, my lord.
wonderful little hamlet.
As he's doing that, you can just see this trunk just over the corner of his shoulder. Yes, yes. The only way to get famous is to beat the others. Yes. But not the monk. He's really nice.
They're both like stunned by the show of generosity, and they like bow and like start bowing and backing away from you guys, like from the table, like bowing all the way, like bumping into something. Sorry.
Remember,
This is going
7
to
a.m. in the
be
morning.
less the
Calisthenics.
battle of who serves what god and more who converts Fane first.
Poor thing. Okay, so the meal passes fairly uneventfully. Small talk passing backwards and forwards between Father Gregory and the Burgermeister, with the occasional question directed at you guys. Is there anything you would like to do before morning calisthenics comes, Ippo?
Just need to have a big group meeting with the Burgermeister. Discuss future plans for village.
Well, you have them at the table right now.
Exactly. I'm just gonna bring up. So, we might have found a significant amount of scrap coin.
You see him kind of drop his spoon and then go pick it up and then try and like suave about it. Oh, yes?
And we've been getting to thinking, we want to help this place.
Yes?
We want to. We all envision great things. We want to rebuild the inn, get the quarry working again, start up some kind of trade with neighbouring towns and villages.
It would be pretty nice, but none of us really know how to quarry stone here.
Well, it's okay. We can hire people in to teach you.
Not to shoot down your plan, my lord, but we need funds to hire people.
And the average wage for a qualified quarryman would be...
Hold on a few seconds. It would be... Ooh, wow, these people are worth a lot of money. 4 copper a day.
Ah, that is a lot.
They are very...
How long would it take?
Are you thinking about stonemasons or quarry workers, though?
Stonemasons to supervise them, and quarry workers. Well, quarry workers will be much less. Quarry workers, you're
I
looking
was
at
gonna
about.
say, yeah.
Quarry workers, you're looking at about. Copper piece a day. Unless you could train the people in town to do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
I'm thinking get like some people in to train them for like a month or two.
I hear you. But yeah, you're looking at about 4 copper a day for somebody that would be able to teach them how to do that, and then you probably need some equipment and whatnot as well.
We also need stonemasons if we want to repair the walls anyway, so we should just hire, like, a proper stonemason, or, like, even a master stonemason to, like, lead all the scrubblings. But, setting that aside, you would need some funds, my lord, which we don't have much of, unfortunately.
How much gold do we have? All together. It's like many hundreds of
Many.
gold.
With probably the richest people in this part of the country.
I say we just each like throw 2 going coals on this problem and make it go.
I mean, we also have the sacks of copper as well, so...
No, they're not copper. They're less than copper, aren't they?
They're boxings.
Yeah. How much?
They're the-
How much copper would? How much would 1 copper be worth in those?
10 boxings
And
is 1
How
copper.
many do we have? We have like 1,000 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a good windfall. I mean, getting the quarry going is probably a bit... We're not quite there yet because of the fact that there is still that cave we have to... But we
I
can
mean, if
definitely
you-
start getting things rolling with all those boxings.
So we donate the boxings to the Burgermeister, start paying for stuff, and then future plans we'll fund. 'Cause-
Hell,
Sure.
if you just throw 1 gold each at this problem, it'd go.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
do we want to trust these people with gold?
Also, we might all want to work on slightly different things.
Yeah.
Because we all have slightly different interests.
We do also have
Yeah,
slightly
but-
different insects.
As well,
Jesus.
yes. But like Hippo is going to be working on the Kalinetics yard outside the
I'm all about the
Wall,
beetles here.
yeah.
Things like
Cleef is-
that.
Queef wants his pub.
Cleve does want an inn. But quick tablecloth maths. Cleve is scribbling on the what passive to take for paper mats. So it like for
You're just scribbling on the bench there.
yeah. So for like a foreman type person, and then say 5 workers for a month, that's going to be about 210 gold. Or 210 copper, even. God.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is
And we've got about what 1,000? I think 1,000 copper or 10,000 copper from the boxings. If it's a 10-to-1 ratio, and we have 10,000 boxings.
Yeah. Well, did you have 1,000 or 10,000? Hold up.
I can't remember. Sorry, I thought that's what Hippo said, but I could be
I thought we
completely
had
wrong.
1,000. I could also be wrong.
I thought we had 3,000 boxings.
Oh, God.
So careful.
Oh god.
Give me a second. I'm busy
Inflation
opening up.
already! Ah!
No! Hold
The
on.
bottom has fallen out of the gold market. It's worthless!
Sell!
1,000 boxes.
1,000. So 100. That's
You
100
found
copper.
10 gold pieces, a collection of silverware, 1,000 boxings, 2 potions, and then your various.
So
magic
if we
items.
just give all these boxings to the Burgermeister, that can start paying for simple stuff.
Looking at the rules for teaching, you guys will have to have them at least for 3 months to be able to have people that are actually capable of still quarrying and cutting stone blocks and
Okay,
blah blah
so
blah. Once the guy leaves,
630 copper for that. That's easy
But-
enough. That's doable.
Wouldn't we want a master stonemason just kind of unpermanent though?
Probably, but I suppose we have to save up for that. If this 100 copper can still be used by the village in general to
we
just
don't have to save up for
improve-
anything.
We are
have enough
the
money
super
to.
rich. We are the 1%.
I mean, you should start off by
We are
giving
the
them the
0.1%.
boxings.
Yeah. Start. We don't want to overwhelm these yokels. Start off giving them the boxings.
Yeah, let's
they
not-
can start buying simple equipment to improve their lives in the immediate future, and then we can also start looking into hiring from out of town.
Sounds good.
To slowly build up. So all
That sounds like a
in
pretty good
favour
idea.
of donating the 1,000 boxings.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, we just heft over a big old bag.
what's this, my lord?
That's money.
You're gonna have to give you a donation to help you rebuild this settlement to make it prosperous and great.
He opens the bag and like looks inside and just kind of like wordlessly passes it over to Father Gregory, who also just looks inside and is just kind of like, well, that's more money than he's seen in his entire life in one place.
You realize that we're going to come back tomorrow and find the Burgermeister dead, just covered in cocaine and tavern wenches, and just be like, he used all the boxings.
I look at them sternly, and I say, you will make this money to use this money to help the settlement prosper, right?
Well, yes, of course. It's why I was elected Burgermeister.
Oh no, it's the
You
fun.
know the
business.
Raven Queen is watching you.
Yes, my lord.
And just think, when this town is a prosperous hotspot on the trading track, everyone will be earning this kind of money. This will be nothing. Think of the future.
Kind of sits there thinking to himself and like nodding quietly. He's like,
Glorious future of Cleefville.
sorry?
What? Sorry, thinking out loud there.
Oh, what? No. Okay.
He's a little bit confused, but otherwise.
Just look at the
okay.
money. Keep it safe.
So other than okay, so Hippo, your project is you wish to rebuild the tavern.
Uh,
Collective project, you guys want to reopen the stone quarry.
Yep.
Monkman, what do you want to do?
I want to start a hospice slash monk training orphanage.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Essentially, a very small monastery.
Okay, and Brienne,
Ah,
what is your personal project for the city?
Cthulhu simply wills that that these people are brought back to the fold and given a chance. For myself, I think it would be worthwhile to rebuild the church. And
Okay.
I pull the once everybody's now decided what's happening and what they're doing with their stuff. Uh, I, I, I hand over, or I help I will help the Burgermeister or the Reverend to design or create the plans for a new church building.
Okay, so you
But
want to do
your
a new
church seems to have a lot of water. I'm very confused.
And then Thane, what is Thane's project for the city? So we've got a church, a monastery, a drinking institute, which is probably going to be more popular than the churches. And
gonna
we've got the quarry.
Make a
On
cemetery.
Friday nights, yes, but on Saturdays and Sundays, the churches will be,
I'm
You want to
gonna
build a
make
proper cemetery.
proper cemetery and a grave digger shed
The inn,
and all.
the inn's going to be called Cleefs, and everyone's going to know your name.
Okay. Okay, so I want you guys to put those projects aside for the moment, but keep them in mind, so we can gradually start working towards those. Is there anything you guys would like to do before you turn in for the evening?
Who had the drift globe?
I
I
didn't.
would like to talk to them.
who had
Hello, Mr. Elephant Man. That's name I definitely didn't forget.
Done.
Greetings,
Rowden,
weird
hello,
robot
Rowden.
with the strange voice.
I see you acquired from our expedition some items.
Yes,
Have you
it's a
figured
very
out what
interesting
they
one.
do?
I will now be able to punch people even in the dark.
How so?
Because I can make it not dark.
That sounds most useful. May I have some expeditions of my own I wish to do. May I lend it? And in collateral, I shall give you this deck of things.
I don't need your things, but I just remember me if you find anything cool on your random expedition.
Of course, I shall give you any loose change or items of interest that I may find. Or simply tell you what I find.
Speaking of which, let's say Ein and Hippo.
Oh,
Both of
no.
you roll a d10 for me, please.
Up to 10.
A d10.
Oh no, Jethro disconnected.
Oh no.
10.
Oh dear.
Okay, Liddy. Would you?
Hi.
5. Interesting one. Liddy, would you want to attempt to identify the potions in on your person, in your possession?
Sure. Oh, do you mean like the identify spell?
Matt says his PC just died.
Oh no.
Oh,
You see, you'll see if it comes back on again. No, I'm just meaning like, before you turn in for the evening, do you wish to try and identify the 2 potions that you have with you?
sure.
Okay. So, Hippo, you say you rolled a 10, and Ein, you rolled a 3.
No, I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. Okay, sorry. Liddy, the first potion is a potion of maximum power.
Okay.
Beep.
Yeah, sorry, it's the messages from Jathar coming in. And then the second potion, a 5. The second one is actually, when you open it up and swirl it about, it is not a potion. It is an oil. And it is an oil of sharpness.
An oil of what? Sharpness.
Sharpness.
Sharpness. Okay.
Makes you very edgy.
They're both on Beyond, and you can decide
Okay.
who wants to keep them, or who'd be able to make use of them.
It's the oil of edginess. You will be very edgy. Sharpen it.
Does make one very edgy.
All right. Well, I'll tell the party about them and leave them up to whoever they want, whoever wants them. I'm just gonna say.
Tell them what they do.
I shall tell them what they
I
do.
just looked at that potion of maximum power. The only person who would mostly benefit from it would be Shrimp.
Oh.
Did Shrimp not even look
But-
at the items? I
But
am
Shrimp
shocked.
has no
I
mouth.
have not.
and-
I'm
and-
trying to figure out how
There
you
you go.
look at the items again. I'm
There-
sorry.
It's in the chat there.
Thank you.
So, if how exactly is Shrimp meant to drink potions and elixirs and stuff if he has no mouth?
I just imagine it's like the Wiggler from Monster Hunter. They just splash it on himself, like in his face and general area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maximum power. The first enemy casts a damage healing
He
spell,
applies
fourth
it like a
level or
lotion.
lower within 1 minute after drinking potion. So roll guys damage. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. That's. But I'm just like the. What about the sharpness one?
So the oil of sharpness. Yeah, you can coat one slashing or piercing weapon in it, or up to 5 pieces of slashing or piercing ammo. Takes 1 minute to apply, lasts for 1 hour, and it counts as magical and has a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Okay.
Who wants the potion of
I'll
sharpness?
take that.
Okay.
Here,
Or oil of sharpness.
here,
Cool.
Madam Cthulhu person. Do you wish to have a potion that makes your
Good.
swords and thingamajiggies very, very sharp?
Indeed, this could be very useful. Cthulhu provides. Thank you.
You
I
are.
think you'll find
I have
Shrimp
no
gave-
idea why I had those potions. Sorry?
I think you'll find Shrimp gave it to you.
Wow. All right. So, potions identified, plans made, food eaten. Gentlemen, turn in for the evening. Is anybody standing guard, or
Oh no, I don't. Does the drift go? Do I need to attune to it to have it work?
does it say it requires attunement?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Lady, I have like 50 tabs open. I don't know if
I'm sorry. I just haven't figured out how I look at items on D&D Beyond because I forgot everything. Because my brain's a
brain with full smooth
faulty
brain.
sponge.
I don't think it says anywhere on there.
As long as it doesn't say it requires attunement, then no, it does not require attunement. Hold on, I'm busy loading
I
up
do
your
not see
stuff.
the potion of sharpness on the.
It's oil.
It's oil of sharpness.
Thank you.
Where's Shrimp?
Why? Thank you.
Command word. The light or daylight spell once used to do the next up.
Oh,
Okay.
you found it. Okay.
Yeah, I found
Yeah.
it.
Unless it says
It's
it requires
also-
attunement, then it doesn't.
It just needs a command word, but it doesn't say how you get the command word.
The command word comes to you in a dream
written on
when
the
you
side.
identify it. Yeah. The command word is literally just
Banana.
whatever you want it to be.
Banana.
Choose your safe word, Liddy.
So I mean, it isn't mine, so it's I assume it's Jafar can figure out the command word, and I assume he told me it. Let's just go with
Yes.
that since he isn't here.
Sure.
Okay, and once night falls and everybody else is gonna go sleepy times, I'm gonna go for a well adventure.
On your own.
Sure, why not?
Cleve's meditating up on the walls again.
Oh,
Okay.
if you're up on the wall to meditate, I'm gonna go. Hey, Cleve.
Yo!
Hello, Cleve, man. Oh, sorry, I don't need to yell.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need to draw some stuff in now because this is gonna have large ramifications.
Oh, well, I've made my choice.
So I'm just assume these squares are trestle tables that have been set out for you gentlemen to eat at and for the people to eat at, and there are some more of them along here. This party, man. This party.
What? It's simply a case of when presented with the options, we will go with whichever.
I thought you guys would like do this together after the previous bitching of the session where people were
Yeah, but there's only 2 of us that can go underwater.
fine. Okay, so these trestle tables they haven't been cleared away yet because it's still nighttime. Most people have cleared out and returned to their homes for the evening. And Shrimp, put your miniature by the well for me, and Cleve, put yourself up on top, and let me just grid this
Where's
map
my
again
miniature?
quickly.
Where's my miniature gone?
Options, game, grid, show lines.
Oh, someone located my miniature for me. Hello, Mr. Cleef.
Is this the end of the robot?
This might be the end of the Brobot. Okay, so Cleve, you can make yourself slightly larger to fit the grid. Okay, so Cleve, you call Cleve over, and the two of you approach the well. Let me just get everything ready here.
What you thinking, Shrimp?
Hey, Cleef, remember that one time you had rescued me from this well?
It was like 2 days ago. I haven't forgot it yet.
Yes, excellent. Well, I have...
To position ourselves anywhere on the grid, or
Where are you guys just sleeping, turning in for the evening? Because that's going to be relevant now again.
Well, there have been some differences since the last time I did that, and I would wish to, and I also acquired this drift globe from our elephant man friend.
Sweet.
It gives us light. So I wish to go down there and explore some more now that I can actually see. Do you wish to join me?
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Excellent. Do you have any form of rope?
Is my rope
sorry.
still tied to the well from last time?
Eric, I
Yeah?
assume you took it with you.
I tied
Thane and Brienne, where are you guys at?
I am okay. I'm assuming party is over and we've all turned in for the night. I'm in
Yeah,
the
do you
quarters
wanna-
assigned by the Burgermeister.
Okay, so you're gonna hit up the slab. Thane, where are you sleeping as well? Same room as last time with Brienne and them?
I'm here.
Where? No, that's a random peasant house. You can't.
You don't
Yes.
You get out of your house.
I'm
This is my
fucking
house. Now.
crashing a random peasant house.
They
goddamn.
got real drunk.
They're on what? There's no liquor.
They
literally
crouched
have
down
to-
and stood up real quick and got a
I
fucking
found
real
some
head
mushrooms
rush.
down. I found some mushrooms in the wood.
This is the sleeping quarters, and the library is over here, so you can be in one of these two locations if you wish to. Either this one or this one.
Shrimp, I don't like the ominous music coming from this well.
I'm sure it's fine.
I don't remember it doing this last time.
I
Well,
think it might have happened last time, but I don't remember. But it's fine. I assume it's fine. What could go wrong? However, I think
In the words of Jeremy Clarkson, how hard can it be?
You're basically
Oh.
gods, right?
yeah,
Well,
basically
Pretty much, yeah.
What could go wrong? So, you have attached to a rope,
I've
comrade.
attached a rope.
I assume this rope will be enough to carry me.
Climbed up it
And
last
let
time.
some-
What?
Oh yes, I did.
I'm gonna do a thing before I drop down, and I'm just gonna go shiddly boodly doo, and then Douglas the water elemental is gonna appear.
Poof! Okay, so you summon Douglas the water elemental. Do you have Douglas the water elemental stats?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
I was
So I
saying,
don't have to
Doug-
Oh, hello.
It-
What is this?
This is Douglas.
Hello,
You see
Douglas.
Cleve holding a bowl inscribed with ritualistic ruins around the corner.
Yes, ritualistic. It's very
To your
much
eyes, the
ritualistic.
conjuration ruins. Actually, no, I don't have to worry. Or do I? Okay, so what are you doing, robot man?
Well, I climbed down the rope that my friend has so nicely attached for me.
Sploosh! You drop down deep below the earth. Once more. Glug 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 glug.
Glug glug glug.
You're now standing in an area that is entirely pitch black, because the little bit of sunlight that you would have had last time is not even here this time. You
Excellent.
once more cannot see Jack, sir.
Alright, okay, look, what spell did it specifically say? Emanate the light or daylight spell. Okay, let me look up what the light spell specifically is so I don't fudge this up. But I activate the light spell anyway. I'll just look
Yes.
at what it does.
It's fine. Okay, so you, with the aid of the light spell, it gives you
Last one out.
it gives you a 20-foot radius around you of bright
Yeah.
light, and then dim light for an extra 20 feet. And it can be any color you want. What color do you want your light to be? This
Just
is
white.
relevant.
Just normal white. Yeah.
Okay. White light. Alrighty. So, You're now standing in the murky water underground. And can't really hear anything. You can't really see anything. Cleve, you've just seen the robot just disappear, and now you see like the white light emanating from the bottom of this well.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Douglas. Douglas, just keep near me. If I make this signal and I do the Team America secret signal, it means we're in
Yes.
danger, and start attacking anything that isn't me and Shrimp.
Oh,
Anything that
God.
is not
Are you
or
sure about that?
I note it down like that.
Let me
Oh,
rephrase
God.
that. Attack anything that I point at that would be hostile.
Okay.
Okay, and I have a...
Nice
He doesn't.
save.
He doesn't say anything, but Douglas looks
Thanks,
like
Douglas.
he understands your commands.
I
Okay.
think this is gonna be the start of a long and prosperous friendship, Douglas. And then I backflip down the well.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check for me to see if you brain yourself on the edge of the well on the way down.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You just like backflip into a swan dive into the water below. Shrimp, you're startled a little bit as this massive swirly bubbles next to you suddenly appears, and you see Cleve dive down next to you, treading
But did
water.
I see the totally sweet backflip though?
You unfortunately only saw like the bottom part. We actually entered the well. You didn't see the totally fleet backflip.
It doesn't
If
matter.
you live for the sense
It
of
doesn't matter
quality,
that nobody sees it. Everyone who's asleep in the area, they'll know it happened.
They'll know it happened. So you are
Hello,
now.
friend. I'm speaking to your mind.
I give him a thumbs up.
Excellent. My brain needs more speed work.
So, what is your express purpose in this underwater?
What
Room.
do we see, friend?
Okay, it's blurry, difficult to see, but it appears to be a square stone room. Maybe I should just draw it out on the table here for ease of access. It's a square room. That's a very thin line. Let me make that a little bit thicker for you guys.
Where are you drawing this?
I'm just gonna draw it on the side here
Oh, okay. That's fine.
because it's not that relevant right now for what you're doing. Let's do this. Boom. There's a room. Just gonna do it in green so it's easy to see for you guys. The bottom of the floor of this square chamber is covered in either dust or silt or sand. It's difficult to tell. It's gritty. It swirls around your feet. It does not appear to be very thick. It's not really impeding your progress when you walk around on the bottom of the floor, but it's definitely, there's a lot of it. Feeling around, you see a crack, or feel a crack in the floor where you can feel a faint upwelling of force. You theorize this is most likely where the water for the well is coming up from underground. Both of you make investigation checks for me, please, while you're moving about this room.
Okay.
19.
Very nice.
Investigation. Where is my investigation? I rolled a
This is
23.
oh boy.
I think that down is going to get botulinum poison.
Okay, so you find 5 things.
Yes.
Let me just scroll to the things that are relevant to what you have found. So, on this wall over here, where I make the little square, you find a extremely corroded metal plate. Has gone green with age, and the lettering that was chiseled into it appears to have faded away with time, and it's very difficult for you to read. But with your enormously high check, you are able to just barely make out what is on it. You see arcane symbols carved into this plate. And make a Arcana check for me, actually.
Okay. I believe that this metal plate is made out of copper, and it has arcane symbols on it. Cleve friend. Arcana is 14.
14, that's enough. The symbols on there are symbols of absorption, and they are specifically evocation and enchantment symbol. The other things you find, Cleve, with your check, in each corner, there is the collapsed remnant of what looks to be a iron stand, and lying next to it, each of these stands, the stands themselves having collapsed, like I say, with age and water and rust and corrosion, you see enormous copper bowls, like shallow bowls. Almost, basically, imagine like a stand with a copper bowl set in it, like a mirror stand almost. You find at each of these corners of this room.
Can I attempt to prop them up back up? Or are they completely destroyed?
The stands themselves are no longer there. So you'd have to bring something down to try and well, I suppose you could just try and prop them up in the water, but I mean, yeah, sure, budget. Roll decks. See if you can manage to balance them precariously on the remains of their old stands. And then, where are you pointing the dish?
Eesh, that's a 7.
Yeah, you kind of put it on there, but it's lean to against the wall. It's not really doing much at the moment.
What kind of material is the dish made out of?
Copper.
If I give it a rub to get all the dirt off, is it shiny?
Yes. You take your elbow to it a little bit, rub against the green. It takes you quite a while to polish up a little patch of clean, because it's quite corroded. But yes, it is shiny behind the corrosion, or behind the plaque, I suppose is a better word for it, that has encaked it over the years being underwater.
Can I kind of aim them?
While you're thinking on that, what are you doing, Shrimp?
I had the sigils over here, right? Or the
Yes.
arcane sigils. And you said what? There were absorption and for
Correct.
enchantment and evoke.
I'm
Do you
back.
understand what that means in that context? Hello.
Woo, welcome back.
Yay! It normally means that they require an investiture of energy to give some effect, to do something.
Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna make a note of that. I want to go look at the things that Cleef is working on now, the plates or bowls.
Well, while that's happening, I'm going to say about you guys are sloshing around down there and polishing away and whatnot. About half an hour passes.
Okay.
Brian, you and Thane have both, and your
Yeah.
comrades, none of the other guys have come back in yet, or seem to have turned in for the evening yet, as far as you can tell.
hmm
Is there anything you'd like to do, or are you just going to turn in for the evening?
Well, I don't know about Fane, but I do need to recuperate. That last battle hurt a lot. So, whatever my companions are doing, I have to trust that they know what they're doing and that they did what they're doing, knowing that Fane and I are in no condition to be able to help much.
All right, Mr. Elephant, your
Yes.
very smart robot friend and party rogue have used your drift globe to go and explore the well underneath the city while the rest of the people have turned in for the evening. Are you wandering about still, or have you also gone and turned in for the evening?
Oh no.
And his PC died again.
No, I'm still here. Sorry, it's just a tabletop simulator's fighting with me. I'm probably gonna wander about.
Okay, so the first thing you see is Cleef using the bowl you found to summon an enormous water elemental that then goes into the well along with him
Via a sweet
and
backflip.
via a sweet backflip into the well. What would you like to do?
To be honest, I'm honestly just gonna kind of look around town, see if there's anything else that looks unusual. You know, the wall. Is there anything around the walls that looks weird? To be honest,
sure,
I haven't. We've barely spent any time in this town, so it's just having a cruise.
Make an investigation check for me.
Can you roll the dice for me in the meantime? Because I'm still trying to fight with tabletop simulator.
Sure. What's your investigation bonus?
-3.
Oof. Damn, that was a good roll. 18 minus 3 is 15. You wander
Still pretty
about.
good.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. You wander around town, and running your fingers along the walls, you actually start noticing something. Even though the walls are weathered with time, every 15 feet or so along the walls, you find a symbol or symbols engraved into the wall. You're not sure what they mean. They're a little bit outside of your experience, but it's a repeating motif that you find about every 15 feet carved into the stone walls of the keep. And definitely doesn't seem like a royal crest or stonemason's mark or anything like that. They seem to have some different purpose.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay, going back to our two residential suicidal people, or resident suicide people. Cleve, now that you've had some time to ponder your actions down here, what are you doing?
I'm gonna start. Well, first I want to kind of signal over to Shrimp so he can invade my mind and talk.
Okay.
Hello, I shall invade your mind.
I can reply to this, can't I? You can, because you can just read
Yes,
mine.
you can.
Yeah. So what's the stuff on the wall say?
Magic stuff, but basically something to do with absorption and a couple of schools of magic, if you happen to know them, which are called enchantment and invocation. One thing is mighty stuff, one is the making fire.
Fire, you say, and absorption, you say.
Fire, ice, lightning, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna start positioning the bowls so that they reflect light from the well onto the plaque. If there
Okay.
were sunlight coming from the well.
Okay, so you basically put like a bowl in the middle below where the well's entrance is, and then like 3 more to basically arc it onto the symbol, correct?
Yeah, like a like a light beam.
Okay. Yep, that sounds entirely reasonable.
And then think to Shrimp. If there was sunlight, then it would bounce onto that thing.
Okay. But we do not have sunlight at the moment. Do you simply explore more and come back later after the sun?
Hold on, let me try something dumb. Can I do an underwater backflip and then shoot a mouth laser at the plaque?
Balls. Sure.
Can't that
Shrimp, you
stone
may want to
pass
stand back. I
daylight?
don't like the sound of this.
Oh god. Matt,
course,
put yourself on the
alright.
grid for me where you are currently on the map, please.
Well,
Probably somewhere like this because I'm going along the walls.
Okay, no problem. I just want to make sure where everybody is.
No, that's
when-
fine. I'm near the walls, but if I was carving ancient
so
protective
re-rolling
sigils, I'd
wasn't
put
such
them on
a
the
bad
inside.
idea.
Okay. Cleve, yes. Roll damage for me, please.
Oh,
Not gonna make you
God,
hit.
okay. Damage.
Damage. Not how I expected this to go.
But
And you can hear the music, eh, Matt?
No, I need to go, and I think I need to go into roll 20.
Just
to be
refresh
honest.
your
I'll do
tab, and or just reload your tab and
I
then we'll do
rolled
that.
13 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, good. Okay. Brian and Thane.
Fuck.
Thane.
Yes.
And Gralden.
Yes.
All of you are just... Yeah, Gralden's walking around feeling the walls. Brian and Thane, you guys are trying to rest for the evening. However, you feel the town suddenly shake. Almost like violently. Like a short-term earthquake. Like literally just like a dog waking up and like shaking itself because it's wet. You know, just like a quick rumble that nearly flings both of you from your beds. Gralden, you also stagger as the earth suddenly beneath you move. And you can hear the groaning of woodwork around you as the shanties and lean-tos in here actually, like some of them crack and break open. 1, 2,
Hey,
3.
I'm getting the hell out of that building.
Okay, so I'm just going to remove. No, I have to keep the town map for now, so I'm just going to keep both for the time being. Cleef, Shrimp, Douglas, the water
Hello.
elemental. The floor underneath you shatters with a rumbling crack, and the interlocked stones that that the silt has accumulated on over the ages actually fall inward, revealing a different area beneath you. However, when that happens, who all here has got psionics? It's pretty much just Shrimp,
Just
right?
shrimp.
Me? Yeah.
Shrimp, you feel a flood, a torrent of emotion, of joy roll through you as you feel an entity deep beneath you just exult that it is free
Oh dear.
at last. That it's free, it's happy.
Thanks, guys.
And yeah, the floor beneath you collapses. So you guys are luckily underwater still. I was planning originally to have this fight be without water.
I was about to say,
but guess
I
we're
should
doing
lunge
this
for the rope, but then I realised it's swimming.
You're swimming. And you're not by the rope at the moment. So you guys can roll initiative. Everybody can roll initiative for me so long, just so we have an order in which we're going to be doing
to
things.
die?
Well, I hope not. I didn't expect the party to split again after what happened with all the bitching from Trash and Random the first time. I'm not gonna lie.
I think more effectively, you didn't expect people to shoot lasers at things underwater when they're like just poking around.
Okay, I rolled first.
I rolled a 20.
Okay, 25 to 20.
17.
20.
25 to 20.
Me. Where's my thing?
So put yourself at the top there, Shrimp. Okay. Anybody from 20 to 15?
17.
17.
I rolled a
Fane?
16.
17, so it's Fane, Gralden, then Brienne. Fane, Gralden, then Brienne. Don't worry about putting them too close together, it's fine. And then anybody below that?
I got
Or is that
13.
everybody? Okay, so that's all of you
Oh,
in
I
there.
need to roll for Douglas.
And roll for Douglas, yes please, the water elemental. Okay, so Cleef and friends, as you guys are now slowly falling underwater, let me go over the underwater combat rules because they're going to be very relevant for this session. You can hold your breath if you need to breathe for 1 minute plus your Constitution modifier. You have disadvantage on all melee attacks unless they are a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. Ranged weapons miss beyond their range and have disadvantage unless they are crossbows, nets, thrown javelins, tridents, or darts. You all have fire resistance as long as you are underwater and fully immersed. Movement costs 1 foot extra for every foot of movement. So let's say you can move 50 normally, you can only 30 normally, you can only move 15. And if it's difficult terrain underwater, if it's difficult terrain underwater, then you can only move 10 feet. So 3 times normal, 3 times less. Okay. Below you, coming up from below, and I have to put that down there for now.
Just imagine an anglerfish, but 10,000 times bigger.
So this is going to be coming
my
up
Lord Cthulhu, come to save us.
Not quite. The first thing that happens is both of you get knocked aside underwater as something lunges up from below, and you see enormous, leathery tentacles clawing up to the surface.
Told you.
Put some tentacles. They are creeping up out of the well. Some of these. Compressing and pushing and basically choking the exit out of this well to try and pull this creature up towards the surface above. I also need to roll d20 for its initiative. Give me 2 seconds. How does this thing's initiative even? I don't even know. I suppose we can put some battle music on now because I did not expect it to be like this, but I suppose that's how it's going to be. So, oh wow, that is a really good initiative. What's its bonus? L4. 18 plus. Okay, so it's just 18. Okay, so let's just get this guy a token quickly. Okay, so Thane, you rolled a 17, right? So this guy's
15
just got...
plus 2, yeah.
Okay, so this guy's gonna be right over here, 18 plus 0. Okay. So, you see these tentacles burst out. Gralden, you're pretty much the only one to really see them towering above these little shacks, and these enormous tentacles have come up from below, so you immediately know. Something has happened. that
Oh,
is
lovely.
probably not
What have they
ideal.
done?
Shuren, your turn. You see an enormous
Hello.
creature below you. And the first thing you notice is these tentacles, as leathery as they are, it almost looks like there's pottery getting cast off from this thing as it's wriggling itself free and coming up from below. And it almost looks like a big sea, like an enormous sea creature. Leathery hide, looks kind of squelchy and mollusk-like in places. Spiky shell, deep purple and blue coloring, and glowing red eyes as it's coming up from below.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also... Oh, wow, that's not great. Oh, wow. Okay, so... Yeah, that is what you see happening to you as this creature basically starts coming up from below into the room where you guys are busy slowly sinking now towards the bottom, towards it.
Okay, so
What would you
the
like
creature's
to do?
still down below us, but there's like tentacles that are going up to the well. Right.
Yeah, reaching past you up into the well above you to try and pull itself up directly to the surface. In fact, can I make a board out of this? Can I actually... Yeah, this is going to be tricky. I didn't expect it to go down like this. And you actually need an entire extra table.
I think the
well,
townsfolk
my-
is not going to like us.
Don't believe so. Okay, so Shirim, your turn. You see this thing is coming up. Definitely looks like it's angry, hostile, and like it used to be encased in a casing of stone of some kind.
Wow, that looks like a Taruska and a octopus had a wild night. And then a monster was born.
Shirim, your turn. What would you like to do, please?
Well then,
Well.
well,
Oh,
this is a new thing.
Bollocks.
Well, first of all, I will take my rock, put it where it belongs in the hole in my head, and activate thought form, where I become translucent and purple. So let me
Oh,
pull
look, they're
the
matching
uses.
colors.
Yeah.
Yes, you're now matching colors with the beast from the
And then you'll leave Grief to die. Floating through the ground.
Actually, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now, because I do not need any form of components, I will cast Fly on myself,
Okay.
and I will now use the flight movement I have from that,
Yeah.
which I assume is also halved.
As long as you're underwater.
Can I combo my own swim speed and the fly speed, or would that be a little too gamey?
Does flight replace your normal movement, or how does it work?
You touch a willing creature, the target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration.
So yeah, you could use one or the other, pretty much.
Okay.
Or use
I
like
will-
20 foot of flying and then swap to your like 10 feet of movement or whatever. But I mean,
Okay.
it probably makes more sense to try and use your flight movement because it's higher than your... Unless you have an innate...
Yeah, no. I'm just asking, could I gain an extra from first swimming than flying? But no, it's fine. Now that we have cast fly, I would like to go to fly towards, or swim fly towards Cleef, and then just start leaving. Well, actually, the well is currently hold up, but because we're currently flying down, I want to go up as close as we can up to the thing, and I want to kind of like help Cleef up there as well.
You want to grab Cleef and fly out of the well, or you want to grab Cleef and fly closer to the monster?
No, trying to go out, but it's currently kind of tentacles are there, so we can't get out, right?
Yes, it is chock full of tentacles currently.
So I wanted to like get us up away from the monster first.
Okay, so you're basically flying up towards the well, so underwater, that gives you about 30 feet of movement, so yeah, you managed to fly up pretty close to the exit of the well where these three
Well,
tentacles
I want to go and grab Cleef first, though.
Yeah, okay, so you get pretty close to the ceiling, to the upper exit of the well.
Alright, well, I'm also out of action, so I'm just basically, holding Cleef a little bit because of the buoyancy of the water. So I'm basically just holding Cleef somewhere on his back, helping him like stay afloat as well.
Okay.
So he'd be able to
Creature's turn. It's going to reach out to Cleef, because it's the only person it can really interact with at this point, with 3 of its tentacles. It has quite a few in total, but it's going to reach out to you, Cleefling, and it is going to try and hit you underwater.
Let me guess,
What is
it
your armor
doesn't have
class?
the penalties to attack, does it?
17.
It's an 17. Oh, that's pretty good. It misses its first attack. No, I lie. It's plus 11, so it's 18.
Oh, no.
24, and last one. Okay, so you see 3 tentacles want to reach up from this creature from below and wrap around you and squeeze. The first one deals 7 points of damage. Second one deals 10 points of damage. Third one deals... Wow, it took a long time for that dice to land. 12 points of damage.
Okay, I use thingy to half that 12.
Half the 12. Okay, so it only becomes 6. You are now in the restrained condition as this creature has grabbed you. Okay, and that's going to be its turn. Its little tentacles are going to quest around. They have a 10-foot reach. Brian, you guys suddenly have the front door / wall smashed asunder as you see these tentacles come out from the well out front. And
Oh my goodness!
yeah, you guys are basically now like looking at 3 tentacles that are just like swirling around, whipping, slapping crashing the roofs, and
I'm
generally
assuming we see the source of the tentacles as being the well.
yes, they come out of
Is
the
it
well.
the ground
That is
around the
correct.
well?
No, out of the well.
Okay.
I just can't put them on their side to
So
represent
these
them.
represent what the tippy tips of them then.
The tippy tips of the
then
tentacles
line to
coming from
well,
up
okay.
below. Yes. Okay, so that's the creature's turn. It has just smashed the walls. Fane, your turn. You just had a very rude awakening with an earthquake and a bunch of tentacles smashing in the front wall of your room. Your turn. What would you like to
I
do?
wake up like with my spirit sword shovel thing in my hand. Ah!
Yes.
Look outside.
Do you
I
see,
see a
many...
tentacle.
You see 3 of them,
I-
in fact.
Run here, and I try to sever the tentacle.
Okay, so you run up to the tentacle and you try and cut into it. Bear in mind, these things are like thick boys. Very leathery texture. Make an attack roll for me, please. Or attack rolls if you're attacking more than once.
Oh, God damn. I accidentally closed my tab here, so
Fine.
Okay, sorry about that.
Fine.
My wife just told me dinner was ready.
It's all good. Okay, so Fane,
okay, I'm
you're
ready.
making 2 attacks. With your sword at the tentacle. What is your attack rolls?
My attack rolls are 20,
26, that's a hit. Second one?
25,
25, geez, that's some high rolls. Yep, both of them connected. Roll your damage, please.
and I'm using. I don't have my shield up at the moment, so I'm versatiling the shit. So
It's fine. Okay, so that's a... Okay.
that's a 10
10 points of damage, and the second one?
and 9.
19 points of damage. Okay. You carve into the tentacle, and you actually manage to cause it to retract back in, and you hear from below a good roar come reverberating through the water, and you see it, or hear bubbles coming up to the surface. Cleef, you see like just this creature's bellowing in pain, and you see one of the tentacles suddenly yanked backwards inside to where you guys are. And you see it's like trailing an inky black blood now, starting to cloud up the water around it. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Fane?
As a bonus action, I will. Up, 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 up. No, there's nothing.
Okay, done. Gralden, your turn. What are you doing? You seeing?
Can you just
the roof
give me an
getting smashed?
indication of how far these tentacles can reach in terms of the village?
It depends how far they exit themselves from the well, because they're indeterminate distance. But currently, it looks like they have about 15, 20 foot of reach.
Okay, I'm gonna just shout to Fane, and hopefully other people will hear if they wake up. Distract them, and then I literally want to start racing through these houses, getting people to shepherd themselves away from the people grasping tentacles.
Okay, so you like run in, you're like, wake up, get out, and it's running.
Pretty much, I'm
"Wake
spending
up,
my
wake up, get
entire
out."
time I'm just trying to reduce the amount of peasants that get
Civilian
eaten.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to do pretty much this entire half of the town on this side with your
Cool.
movement. So you have ridiculous movement speed, and you're just basically people are just like starting to run away out of the villages, running towards the exit of the village. Okay, is there anything else you want to do?
No, I'm literally I can't really do that and fight, so I'm just doing that first.
Brienne, your turn. You see very angry tentacles. You're muted currently, I believe.
I see the angry tentacles, and I'm not wearing my armor, so the first thing I do is I'm casting Armor of Shadows on myself.
Okay, whoop, Armor
It's-
Shadows.
Yes, it's mage armor, so I've got armor class 16 now.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, just this year I can cast it at will. But it's mage armor, so it's a full round action.
It's a full round
So
action.
that's all I can do. And yeah, that's me for this round. I will be
Okay,
attempting
hanging
to
back
attack
for now.
tentacles. Well, I can't. I'm going to move towards the entrance of the building, but that's about it.
Okay. Cleve, you're currently restrained by 3 tentacles.
I wish to dexterously wiggle my way free.
Okay. You
Wiggle,
can do
wiggle.
so. It is an action to attempt to free yourself from the restrained condition. You can use acrobatics or athletics. Make a contested check for me, please.
Come on, acrobatics. Ooh, 30.
3-0.
Yes.
That is a lot.
I have plus 11 to acrobatics.
They like squeeze, like try and squeeze and hold you, and like one of the suckers tries to attach to your face to try and keep you in place, but you're just like backflip your way literally out of the tentacles. Like they squeeze too hard, it's like holding a piece of soap, and it just goes shooting out the top of the tentacles that are trying to hold you down. Okay, you are now floating in the water,
Sweet.
free of the tentacles.
How far away am I from this thing's like main body?
Main body, you are currently a good 100 foot away from
These
it.
are long ass tentacles.
It's very big creature, as you can see from the size.
Alright, well, Cleef's also gonna do the secret signal towards Douglas and point at the thing.
Okay. All right.
And then
So Douglas
he's
is
gonna,
start doing his
and then Cleef's gonna turn, look at Shrimp,
Well, Shrimp is just a disembodied, glowing
look at where Shrimp should
ghost
be.
person.
You basically I'm like just a ball of light with kind of like vague humanoid things, and at the center there's the rock just glowing like fully.
Okay. If I don't make
So-
it, remember me for my backflips, and I bonus action dash down towards it.
Okay, so you dash 15 foot.
And a bonus action dash and use all of my movement. And my dash is
Bonus action sync.
yeah, and my
You,
dash
you
is
make about 30 foot of
my
movement.
dash is 70 feet.
Oh, 70.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so I
have
take it back.
fun.
You make it about 35, 45. You make it 50 feet down towards the creature. Not quite in range yet, but you have covered almost half the distance
Sweet.
towards it. Okay, Douglas, water elemental. What is Douglas doing?
Well, it says that you control him. Does Douglas do what?
I control
Douglas do.
Douglas, I didn't actually get stats for Douglas.
Oh, I can do stuff if you want.
Yeah.
He's
just-
got
you
90
just play
foot
Doug.
swim speed.
Yep.
So
He can basically make it to the monster in like 1 round. Or close enough that it doesn't matter, put it that way.
Okay, I should have read Douglas's stuff. Douglas is gonna swim 90 feet and then use Whelm.
Whelm.
Each creature within the elemental space must make a DC 15 strength saving throw.
Okay. So you swim up and you use Whelm.
Use his Whelm.
23.
Okay. Then nothing happens.
Okay, good to know. But you have a Douglas up close to it. That is excellent.
None.
Which brings us back to top of the initiative order for Shrimp. What are you doing?
Yeah, sorry, I already forgot the name of that potion. What was the potion I got?
Maximum power!
Maximum power!
Maximum power. Okay, so sorry. I can't find it on D&D Beyond.
It's on there.
Interesting.
That's
Potion
called
of.
a
Yeah, just search for maximum. That's how I found it.
Potion of maximum power.
No, I can't find anything.
But I'm looking at potion
Sorry?
of maximum power.
Whatever, we know what it does, so... You want to use it?
Can I use it underwater?
I guess? I don't see any reason why not. I don't think there's any rule specifically against it.
It's got to be make a really good seal around it.
Okay, sure, I use it. Also, like, yeah, I'll just use it. Like, sure, whatever. I'll use the potion, and I'm just gonna, like, decide to myself, like, damn it, Cleaver was supposed to leave through the hole. Damn it, I can't leave you here on your own. God damn it, and I also start floating down.
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Can I imagine him like putting the potion all inside his mouth and just chewing on the potion?
He probably could, couldn't he?
You could, yeah. So yeah, you just like crunch.
Crunch, tasty.
Okay, so you are
Nice.
now
My
under the
favorite.
effect of potion of maximum power.
Yeah,
So
first
your
time
next
you
spell
pass the
cast.
damage dealing. Yeah.
Maximum strength. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do? That's your action.
Moving just just
50.
potion is action. Movement is just go down. Maximum
Okay.
speed.
That's great stuff. So, that done. Creature's turn. It's going to bat at you, Liddy, to see if it can twat you with a
Why
tentacle.
does it have to be to creature? Why doesn't it have a
Okay.
name? Why do you have to be so mean to?
You haven't discovered its name yet.
That's why I'm going down there
does
to ask him.
Does a 90-20 hit?
Yes.
Does it do anything?
Does what?
Does it do anything while you're in your thought form?
Yeah. I can still be hit.
Oh, do you still take damage? Okay.
Oh, I just gained resistance to psychic damage and to bolting, piercing, and slashing damage from
that's
non-magical attack.
This is bludgeoning and non-piercing, so that's good for you. It's going to attempt to grapple you with its tentacle goodness. Ooh, that's
Okay.
a good one. 2d6 plus 7, so 6, 6, 7, so 13 points of damage. So half, it's about 6. As
Okay.
it slaps you, and now you are grappled. It is then going to attempt to use Fling to throw you into a neighboring wall. It can throw you 60 feet in a direction. So...
Wouldn't the water eat half?
No, this is its underwater abilities.
Okay.
It's a very big boy. You don't even want to know what it can do above land. Or above water. It breaks ships. Okay, so it flings you 60 foot towards a wall. No, actually, screw that. It's going to try and throw you at Cleve.
Okay.
It's going to try and yeet you at Cleve. But Cleve is unfortunately too far away, so... Yeah, you just get basically yeeted closer, like 60 foot closer towards the monster. Towards its beaky
that's
beak.
Casting
Exactly what I
Cleaver's
wanted.
Deleters.
Cleaver's Deleters. These two tentacles, though, are going to slap you, Fane. One of them is going to slap you, and one of them is going to reach for Brienne. Both of them are going to try and hit you guys.
Okay.
Oh, that's poor roll. Fane does a 12 hit.
No.
No. Okay, and Brienne, 15.
Nope, armor class
No.
16. Mage
Both
armor for the
succeed.
win.
Okay, so both of you are fine. Okay, so that's it done. Creature is done for now. Can't really do much because I don't really see anything. Fane, your turn. Creature's just trying to slap you with a tentacle.
I look at that tentacle and I scream at it. May the Raven Queen damn you! And I will try to slice it up.
So you run up and you try and stab it in the face. Okay, roll your 2 attacks. This is not how I expected this to go at all.
14.
It's not a hit.
What the fuck's going on?
Statistical averages, man. You roll 20 plus the previous round. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's like
unfortunately,
I have +8.
yeah. So unfortunately, you slam your blade into the tentacle, but it manages to turn just in time for like a flick of stone that still encases it to block the blade, and it bounces off. And you don't manage to do any damage this round to it. Anything else you would like to do?
I'm gonna cast Shadow Blade.
Okay, so you have your Shadow Blade ready for the next round to start dicing things, and remember you're in dim light, and remember it does maximum damage, or maximum dice because you're a warlock, you upcast your stuff. Golden,
Yeah.
your turn. What are you doing? You just gonna make the last
the other
circuit here,
half
like...
of the village. Yes, I'm really just trying to get everyone from being.
I'll say like you pretty much can get to here and like warn the last people and still have some movement left if you want to use a key pointer or something to get into the actual fight. So,
Have I done this building already or not?
yes, you've done this build. You've
Oh,
done
okay,
basically
then
this
yeah,
bottom half.
I will spend a key point to do an extra movement so I can come and punch it.
Okay, so you roll up to the tentacle, ready to punch it in its vital organs. Roll your attacks for me, please, sir.
I will now. Hold on.
In as much as tentacles have vital organs.
You don't know. Stop tentacle shaming him.
1 natural 20 and then 1 3. So the 3 is going to be a total of 9 to hit. So I don't know if that's going to
That
do
one's a
anything.
fail. Nat 20 is a hit and a crit. Double your dice.
Ooh. For a total of 10.
10 points of damage. Okay, that's pretty good.
And I'm going to spend.
Yes.
Can I spend multiple key points in one turn? I'm not actually sure, to be honest.
Unless it says you can only spend one, I don't see why not.
And I'm also
long
going to
as-
use Flurry of Blows to hit twice more.
But Flurry is a bonus action, I believe.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so not
no,
yet.
I'm fine with
Next
that.
turn. Next turn is your time to shine. There's a lot of punching. Golden Brian, your turn.
Okay. Have I got even though it's dim light, can I see the tentacles?
Yes, you can see the tentacles in the dim light.
Okay. Then
It's funny
I shall-
enough, there seems to be a lot of bright light coming up from below the well for some reason. There's like a shaft of light shining out from it.
Okay. So that's how we.
For some reason!
For some unknown reason. Okay.
I wonder what could have caused that.
Good question. I shall now attempt to shoot the tentacle with my crossbow.
Okay, so. Fire, fire! Exclamation mark, fire.
First one is. First attack is 18 to hit.
It's a hit. Second one.
Ooh, nice. Second one is 21 to hit.
Both are hits. Okay, roll your damages for your 2 crossbow bolts. Which one are you attacking? Sorry, the one in combat with Thane or the one with Gralden?
The one by Gwalden.
Okay, no problem.
Plus 7, plus 6, that is a grand total of 13 points of damage.
Okay, you punch 2 points of damage, or 2 darts into this creature, crossbow bolt, and you see it immediately just like yank itself back into the well, away from this unseen source of pain that is tormenting it. And you guys see another tentacle come down here, getting ready to do unspeakable things to you. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Brienne?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, Cleef, your turn. What would you like to do?
How far away am I from it?
You managed to cover 50 feet the previous round, so if you do the same, you will be able to get into melee range of it. Unless you want to stay at range.
I want to get... no, I want to get close. It's long ass tentacles have a hard time hitting me.
Gonna poke him in the eye.
Okay, so you like
Yeah, bonus action dash,
dash.
then latch onto it and mouth laser.
Okay, so you basically land on the creature and shoot it in the face with a mouth laser.
Yes.
Go for it.
No.
No?
Somehow I've missed it.
In the eye hippo.
It's not so much that you've missed it. It's just like you'll open up and like again you see
try and-
this beam of energy lash out against the creature that seems like its hide is very very tough, and the beam just gouges a shallow little notch of flesh out of it. Hardly does anything.
Looking around on the creature, are there any like ear holes on it?
Not so much ear holes. You see a row of 3 eyes on either side, glowing red at the moment. And other than that, doesn't seem like it has much in the way of sensory organs.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna use my movement to crawl across it towards the eyes.
Okay, you're like going up to try and stab it in the face. Okay, so creature Cleef Douglas. What's Douglas doing?
Douglas is also gonna swim for the eyes.
Swim for the eyes, Doug. Swim for the eyes.
And then is just... And he's just gonna make 2 slam attacks on the thing.
Go for it.
Where's my other d20 there? What's he got to hit? +7. So 15 and 20 summer.
20 hits, 15 misses. Okay.
Then he's gonna do with the 1 slam 12 points of damage.
That's pretty good. Okay. You see the water around you congeal and slam into it. You actually can't even really see Douglas very well in the water. Like, he's just water, and he's inside more water.
When some say recharge, does that mean on a d20?
Roll a d6.
Or d6?
Roll
Okay,
d6.
let's see if his whelm recharges. His whelm recharged!
Well, good job. Good job, Douglas. Okay. So, Douglas done. Shrimp, your turn.
Hello. How far away at this moment am I from the big creature?
About 20 feet.
Oh, 20 feet. Okay, that's close enough.
Yeah,
I
we'll
would
be
like
close.
to... Oh, okay. Yeah. Is Cleef or Douglas nearby?
They're literally on top of the creature currently.
Okay, the question is, can I psionically blast it without hitting a Cleef?
Oh yeah, how big's the AoE on Sonic Blast?
It's a 30-foot cone, so it's half.
Oh, yeah, you can-
So it's 15.
The spell?
Yeah, you
What?
can easily
A spell
hit this thing
grenade?
without hitting them. It's very large. It's very very big. So yes, you can
Okay.
easily hit it without hitting them.
All right, so I cast that. Let me acquire my D8s again.
I mean,
You know, no, you're
Actually,
using
no,
it
I don't
for
need to. Got the maximum power. Yeah, it does 40 points of.
Oh, shit.
What is psionic?
Jeez.
It is because I'm not sure psychic of force damage. Force damage.
Force damage. Okay, what's this thing resistant to? 40 points of force damage. And it needs to take a save, right, or something.
Yes. Also, that was what I was going to ask. It's so big, can it really dodge that?
I mean, unless the spell says, unfortunately. What's the save it
Yeah,
needs to
it's
make?
It's Dexterity 15.
Okay. It fails.
It takes 40 points of damage.
Okay, it takes 40 points of damage as you blast it with this enormous concussive blast. And yeah, actually the water like boils up temporarily. You guys see like a water spout boiling out in the well momentarily. And you hear a something below just absolutely got his face pushed in.
You have tickled Zalkar, destroyer of worlds. Now slightly annoyed.
Okay, Shrimp, is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, that was my action, and so
Good, now it's
Don't
his
think I-
action.
yeah, no. Do I have it? No, I don't have any bonus actions I could really.
Okay, good, because it's very annoyed with you now. It's going to use its lightning storm ability on you.
Of course.
Oh no,
Because
no.
it's not very happy at all. Let me just see here. 150-foot range. I need you to make 3 DC 16 dexterity saving throws for me, please.
3?
Yeah.
3, yeah.
3 DC. What was it again?
16.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pass. Fail.
Fail. Okay, I need 20 d10.
Shit!
I am dead.
You could roll 1 on all of them.
I could roll really badly. Give me a sec. Wow,
It's
that's
statistically
not what I expected.
unlikely.
I need d10s. Somebody give me a d10. Where did all my d10s go? Why do I only have d20s and d12s behind the screen? There we go. Thank you. How many of those? Those are... How many of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll just remove those two for now. Okay. So, Letty, do you have resistance to lightning in this form of yours?
Oh yeah, I do. Actually, wait, no, I don't. It's only physical damage and
Yes.
psychic.
49 points of lightning damage.
49.
49, yes.
What was the instant kill threshold?
Twice your maximum HP. Or twice your
Oh,
current
twice
HP.
my maximum HP. Okay.
Or twice your
Now,
current HP.
I'm not dead yet, but I am completely down.
Okay, so you're unconscious, your thought form ends, and you start...
Yeah, my thought form. Oh, yeah, it ends.
You basically start drifting down. Cleve, you are treated to a very close range spectacle where you are like, why is everything glowing blue? Why is it going white? What's happening? Why are things crackling and boiling underwater? And then you just see this lightning shaft lunge out from the creature's maw and just transfix Cleve momentarily. The water around it boiling and blasting and curling before you see his robot body flicker purple and then stop flickering and revert to his normal form and start slowly sinking, unmoving, to the bottom.
I underwater backflip in rage.
Okay. In rage flip.
Doesn't that
Fane.
require some kind of acrobatics check?
Fane, your turn. What are you doing?
Is the tentacle still in front of me?
Is it still on the board there?
Yep.
Then it's still in front of you.
I will fucking slice that thing up. But I have one question about this Shadow Blade thingy. You said it's always on max level, but
Yeah, you're a warlock, so you always cast it at the highest
D&D
spell
Beyond
level.
does that for you.
Yeah, so it should be on there, so... Let me quickly look at the character sheets.
stood up four dice for 8.
Yeah, so you have 48 per hit, basically, with it. And it's dim light as well, so remember it gives you advantage on the attacks. Oh, 3d8 for Shadow Blade.
18.
That's a hit. Second hit. Second attack.
6.
16 is unfortunately a miss, but you did connect with the first one, so it's 3d8 for your
I
first
really
hit.
roll with advantage.
Oh, yep. Make sure to roll your advantage.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunate. Okay, so 3d8 points of damage to the creature, right? So roll your damage values.
Fucking hell, what's wrong with the dice today?
This is how it goes sometimes. Okay, so that is what? 6 points of damage. Shunk, as you carve this ethereal, shadowy blade into the creature itself. And is there anything else you'd like to do with your bonus or move action?
I'm gonna... Can I equip
Equip your what?
my shield?
Sure. So you can pull out your shield. Okay. Golden, your turn.
I suppose I'll just move up and punch that.
Okay, you're not going into
Tentacle.
the well, you're just going to punch the tentacle.
Okay,
Okay,
I
so
can't
you-
breathe underwater.
Going into the well would
that's
be a
not the
bad
problem.
idea. Only stupid people would do something like that.
I completely agree.
Golden. So 2 attacks, and then are you flurried, or are you just
yeah,
gonna punch the crap out of it?
So one attack is 10 and one attack is 22
22
in
hits.
terms of to hit.
Yep, 22 is a hit.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll the other 2 because I'm gonna flurry of blows as well.
Yep.
One's a 12 and one's an 8.
Unfortunately, only one hit connects out of the lot.
I feel like the random number generator in this thing is garbage. But oh well.
Roll the dice.
then.
Roll the physical dice.
5 to hit.
5 damage. Okay. And the tentacle's like, I'm tired of getting punched by people. Retracts back into the well. Okay, so that's all the tentacles retracted from the surface. So I'm going to change the board on the surface now, just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. Where are my
Well,
objects?
that is assuming that we are going to dive.
Yeah, I'm not
that
diving
well.
into the water. I cannot
Because
breathe underwater.
As far as we know, we've driven back the enemy.
Yeah, you guys. I'm going to
Just-
do you separately on top of all of it.
Yeah, objectively, that's what we would have seen is the tentacles retracted. So
Yes. No, that's perfectly fine. I'm just gonna do you on the sideboard and do the actual creature on the bottom board. So, let's do that. Glug, glug, glug. So shrimp has to be about 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away from it. Its tentacles have come down. Okay, and then we'll just put you lot. We'll just make a little well. I'll just draw a little red circle here to represent where the well is. Actually, I'll make it green. Make it a nice jolly color. So the well would be about here. That's where the entrance of the well is, and we can just put you guys near it for now. Okay, so you are okay. So you're in the underground area currently, the underwater area. Fane, Geralden, Brian. Okay, so you've seen these technicals retract into the bottom of the shaft, and you see this light still shining out from the well.
yeah.
What are you doing?
I am cautiously moving over toward the well. I've got long shot equipped, and I'm sort of going to peer down in. Do I see anything? Can I see anything with that light emanating from the well?
Yeah, you can see a little bit dim, like way at the bottom. You see just like swirling tentacle forms, and you see something enormous happening there. You can't see exact details because unfortunately that globe only gives about 40 foot of light, and they're about 100 feet down. But yeah, you can see there's something enormous going on down there, and you can see the slowly sinking form of shrimp in the distance. Like looks like he's not moving.
Okay. I turn and yell to my two colleagues, my two companions at the surface. There is something very big down there, and it looks like it got the robot.
Oh no, not the robot.
So what are you doing, Brian?
That's actually a very good question. Oh god, I'm going to regret this. I hold on.
And remember, a minute. You can hold your breath a minute plus your Constitution modifier, and a minute is 6 rounds, or 10 rounds. Sorry.
10 rounds. So that's
10
10
rounds.
rounds plus my con, so that's 13 rounds for me.
Well,
I'm
you're-
going to regret this. I take a firm grip on Longshot and vault over the edge of the well and drop down into the water.
Poof. Okay, you hit the water. You can swim up to 15 feet in a given direction.
Okay, so how far away is that creature from me, give or take?
About 100 feet. So it's going to take you a round or two to get in crossbow range.
It's going to take me 15 feet. So if I can dash, and that's it. That'll get me to within. I just want a movement until I'm within 80 feet, which is
Okay,
max
so you
range.
start swimming in to get to the maximum range there. So you get, with your dash action, you get to the range. Next round, you can start pelting it with crossbow fire.
And as my bonus action,
Does Hex have a verbal component?
fuck yes, it does. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Is there anything else for you, sir?
Oh, hang on, I can cast Hexblade's. Can I cast Hexblade's Curse?
Unless it says it has verbal components or something, then yeah,
Doesn't
you can activate
actually
it.
have. It doesn't say anything about it. It just says I
Yep.
choose one creature I can see within 30 feet, and oh, it's within 30 feet. Never mind.
Yeah, so when you get closer, you can.
I am not. I'll wait for one of the tentacles to get within 30 feet and then cast it.
No problem. Okay, Cleef.
Hi.
You are on the creature currently.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Can... How close am I to its eyes?
If you use your bonus action to dash, you should be able to get to the eye.
Cool. I
This round.
I bonus action dash to the eye and then vomit necrotic laser into it.
Okay, so it's currently flanked by water elementals. You will get sneak attack damage.
I know, I'm lasering it. I don't get sneak attack. No, I forgot about. I was gonna sneak attack it, but I thought nobody's engaged. I forgot about Douglas. Sorry, Douglas.
I can't believe you'd forget Douglas. Well, you're still by the eye. I mean, you can always just stab it if you want.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, stab it. Let's pull out my dagger and stab.
That's your
That's
stagger.
Stab!
that's 24.
24 is a hit.
It's a dagger. It's a D4.
It's D4 plus your sneak attack dice. Ooh, that's good dice.
That's 19.
That's a lot of damage.
Stab it in an eye.
You plunge the dagger into one of its eyes, and it just bursts in a milky white. I would say spray, but it's underwater, more like a milky white poof. And you actually start have your vision obscured as all this blood and ocular fluid comes boiling out.
I just kind of stab.
one of the
keep
eyeballs,
stabbing and stabbing.
Stab, stab, stab,
As,
stab.
as,
Okay, so
as I'm burbling out. This is for shrimp. Blah, 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 blah.
okay, Douglas's turn.
Douglas is gonna move around to the other side of it, so, and then enter its space
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to whelm it again.
Okay, what's the save?
Oh no! I pressed Alt and back and. Oh, let me reload my page. I think it's 15 dex.
15 dex, you say? Well, that's an 11, so it failed.
Where is it? Oh no, 40. Oh no, yeah, 15. Okay, it takes.
it failed.
It takes. 9 damage. Is it large or smaller?
It is very large.
Then it is not grappled.
It is ginormous, or whatever you want to call it. Bigger than huge.
Then it is not.
It is very large.
It's not grappled.
Gargantuan.
That's the word, thank you. Yes, okay, so it's not
Is it
grappled.
saving?
Okay, is there anything else it's doing?
No, that's all he can
Sure.
do.
Death saving throw, please.
Yep.
I like to imagine that Shrimp and the monster just had a Dragon Ball Z battle with each other.
17.
Kamehameha!
Pass. Okay, so you're one save closer to being stabilized. Sacred Guardian's turn. It is going to... what is it going to do? Okay, Shrimp is down for the count,
Wait.
so the glowing...
When I stabbed it in the
Purple
eye, I did
boy.
the John Cena hand wave. Can't see me.
Well,
Not
it's
a
going to
cake.
attack twice towards you, Brian, and once towards you on its eyeball, Mr. Man. 22 and 25 respectively to hit Brian,
They both hit.
and then 21 to hit on you,
That's a
Keith.
hit.
That's a hit. Okay, so it's gonna go for Brian. It's gonna try and rappel you.
Okay.
First one is 14 points of damage as it squeezes. And second one is just a straight slam, and that's just 14 points of damage. Again, wow. It's interesting dice. Cleave. It's going to attempt to take you and slam you into the ground in front of it. So you're
So
on
that's
top of
14 and 14, hey?
28, yes, in total.
Yes.
Okay, so Cleef, it's gonna grab you on top of its head. And how high is this thing? Okay, so it slams you into the ground with fling. You take d6 for every 10 feet covered. So it's about 40 feet, so it's 4d6 of slam damage as it attempts to throw you into the ground and away from its eyeball that you so rudely stabbed. That's 18 points of damage.
I half it.
If you half it with your uncanny dodge, you get flung into the ground. And does Lightning Storm have a recharge? No, it doesn't. But I can't use it because it uses its tentacles, so it's
good.
fine. Multi-attack done. Okay, and then it's actually going to move for the first time. And it's going to swim upwards away from the bottom. And you guys see as it starts moving away, the water below it, there's like a green glow, like a baleful, kind of sickly green glow coming from the water below it. And it starts swimming up towards the exit of the well, getting closer to you now, Brienne. It is well within your range as it covers a grand total of 40 feet, moving up. Thane, Brienne just jumped into the well. What are you doing?
I looked down the wall. What was he?
You say the same thing she did. Shadows fighting, swirling tentacles.
How far is the thing?
Only
from
that
me?
big thing's getting bigger.
Deep. It's very deep, and you can see the shape is getting larger by the second. It's coming up towards you.
How big is that?
Across probably 20, 40. It's about 60 feet, like tall.
Yeah, but how far away from me is?
It's hard to gauge in the darkness and underwater, but it looks like it's currently about 60 feet away from you.
Can my fireball hit it in the water?
You can, just bear in mind, like I mentioned earlier to you guys, if you're completely submerged in water, you do have resistance to fire. On account of water.
Well, I can't do anything. Can I jump in as a bonus?
Oh, you can just step off the ledge into the well. And then you can still move when you're at the top, once you hit the water.
Yep, I cast fucking firebolt at that thing and I dropped down.
Okay, roll your attacks. How many beams does Firebolt fire now?
It's only one bolt.
Okay, so what happens, man? Don't leave us here in suspense.
Oh fuck, I cannot do it in a fucking other thing. It's much faster. Damn it. To that,
2d10, okay? So you need to roll 17 or higher to hit.
I don't.
Okay, so unfortunately, beam, it's hard to gauge distances in the dark and in the water, and the beam goes tearing off and misses. And again, you drop boop into the water. So you've used your action, and you still have your movement and your bonus action left if you want to do anything. And you still have the Shadow Blade in your hand. Okay. Gnolden, what do you want to do?
I essentially kind of hop up and step onto the edge of the well. I look down to these shadows. I just kind of mutter to myself, I'm going to regret this. And then I just step off to fall straight into the water.
Okay, you're
And then
now
I start swimming towards the monster's face at speed.
Are you using your dash, or are you just normal
No, I
swimming?
use my dash to punch it after I rescue the civilians.
So that's 20... Oh, you can use it every turn, as long as you have key points.
Okay, then I will dash towards it.
So you have 45 feet, so you take 5 feet, get in the well, leaves you 40, gives you 20 feet of movement underwater, then you dash. Dash is what? Twice your movement speed.
Yep.
Okay, so you actually can make it to the monster with your movement and your bonus action dash, and you can still attack,
Right.
actually.
I'm gonna punch it straight in the eye.
Why always the eye with you people?
Straight in its
Can't
giant
hit if it
monster
can't see.
eyeballs.
Wow, you guys are rude.
116 and 123 to hit.
23 is a connect. Roll your damages, sir.
For a whopping 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Flinches back, expecting to get stabbed again. But luckily, it's just a fist to the eye socket this time. Okay.
Curse my
Gnolden's-
weak noodly arms.
Brienne, your turn. The creatures come closer.
I still grappled.
You are still restrained. That is correct, sir. Doesn't
Okay,
stop you
so-
from attacking. It just means that you're restrained, so your movement is 0 and attacks against you have advantage.
Ah. Okay, well, I will, seeing as the first thing I'm going to do as my bonus action, I will cast Hexblade's Curse on it.
All right.
So +3 to damage, crit on 19 or 20, and I'll gain 9 hit points back if it dies. And is there absolutely no way I could be allowed to, like, cast Vampiric Touch or something?
If it doesn't have verbal components, you can. Or
No,
somatic components.
they all have verbal components, that's the problem.
Unfortunately not in this particular instance.
Well, then we shall do what we can, and okay, yeah, it's already helped me, so I'm probably gonna die anyway. So 2 crossbow bolts to the face.
To the face. What is it with you people? I'm shooting it in the face.
Well, to which the easiest part of it that I can hit.
Okay, roll the damages, please. Or roll the attacks and then roll the damages if needed. That's a crit.
One's a crit, and the other one is 21.
So both a hit. So double dice on one and normal dice on the other one.
Okay, let's do the first.
And +3 damage, remember, afterwards.
So first attack is 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 3 is 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11.
Okay, and the second one?
Second one is 5 and 3 is 8 points of damage.
Okay, so it's 19 points of damage in total. It is pretty crazy. You punch both bolts into the creature, and again, into the face with you people. Grolden, you almost get hit. You see these 2 crossbow bolts flitting through the water, like right next to you, and perforate the eye. And burst, and once again, there is milky fluid all around you as in the water, as this thing is now partially blinded on the one side. Cleve, your turn.
So it's thrown me down and swam up.
Yes, that is correct.
Then I'm going to use all of my movie to get there. Bonus action dash.
Okay. So you are now. That's just double your movement. So yes, okay, you're under the creature now. You're like below it. It's technically more on its crazy, weird parrot anus. What would you like to do?
Can I melee it, or is it slightly too far?
Yeah, you're in melee range if you wish to stab
And
it.
Douglas is still kind of attached to it, yeah?
Yeah, Douglas is still on top of it, trying to
Then
water elemental it.
let's sneak attack it with my dagger. No.
Oh dear.
No. That is a no. Okay, Douglas's turn.
Douglas is just gonna make 2 slam attacks.
Okay, roll your d20s.
I think they're both hits. He
That
gets
should be it.
plus
As
7
long
to
as it's
each.
That's both hits. How much damage is that in total?
Where are my d8s? 17.
Oof. That's a lot of damage.
13.
Jesus, 30 points of damage. Good lord. Yeah, Douglas, like, hits the monster hard enough that you actually see it visibly flinch to the water, getting flung a foot or 2 away from it.
Get wrecked,
By
son.
by your elementally friend. That is crazy. Okay, damn. It's starting to look kind of panicky now, like the tentacles are like whipping around in a fervor, and it's starting to realize that this might not go the way it thought it would go. Shrimp, make a death saving throw for me, please.
I shall. No, that's 2 failures.
2 failures. Oh wow, next round is gonna be interesting.
You start to feel some like short circuits going on because of all the water. It's like, oh no.
Sacred Guardian's
Hear a
turn.
woman's voice in your head with an Irish accent going, "Sorry, boss."
Monster's gonna make all 3 its tentacle
Multiple
attacks
system
against.
failures.
It's gonna make 3 tentacle attacks against the bloody water elemental that just directed stuff. So I need another d20. Holy crap! That water elemental is very dangerous. Natural 20, natural 20, 26.
Ow!
That is a good thing that it did not attack one of you this round, because that would have been
yeah.
bad. Okay, so that's 4d6 on the first hit. Okay, so first hit is 16 plus 7, so it's 23 damage on the first hit.
These are not magical attacks, yeah?
Non-magical bludgeoning attacks.
He has resistance to all of it.
That is good. So, and then second hit is 19. And third and last hit is 14. As he just like starts tail whipping, like tentacle whipping to try and get this damn water elemental off of him that has been causing him some grief.
Okay.
Okay, Fane, your turn.
So I'm in the water. How far am I away from the monster?
You are currently about 60 feet away from the monster.
Okie dokie. I will shoot the thing and I will move to
Okay, so you move 15 feet closer as you swim down. And then you try and shoot
with
it.
the fire.
Try and shoot it with a firebolt. Okay.
That's it's a spell.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Does firebolt have a verbal component?
Oh yeah, probably. I can't do that then.
Okay, would you like to use your action to dash to get closer?
Yeah, I'll just try to get closer.
Okay, so you swim deeper to try and get closer to the creature. Okay. Fane, Grolden, you're still floating next to the creature.
I'm going to continue punching it in its eye. Its other eye.
Oh no! Have you got enough key points for more flurry of blows, or are you just doing 2
Yep,
attacks?
no, I've still got it.
Okay, so it's 4 attacks going straight for the face.
Well, no, one has to hit first. So 14 and one hits with 23.
Sorry, 23 and?
14.
14 is a miss, unfortunately. Okay, so one connects. Pow!
So then I
Side of the
punch 2
creature's
more
face.
times. Oh, 2 1s.
Wow, that is ridiculous. Okay, so roll your damage.
Another 7.
Another 7 points of damage. It's starting to look pretty wounded now. Like, it has taken some big hits. Like, that Psionic Blast messed it up. The Water Elemental has messed it up. And it's starting
And
to
here
look
I am slowly doing my bit.
just like punch,
Yeah.
punch, punch, punch. Brienne, your turn.
Okay, 2 more crossbow bolts.
Thunk, thunk. Underwater, straight into the beast's maw.
That is 8 and 7 is 15
Miss.
and
Second
10.
one. 10 also missed. Unfortunately, this time you failed to find the soft, squishy bits of its face, and the chitinous plating, and both bolts failed to find their mark. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Can't cast any spells. They all have verbal components. So no, there's not anything else I can do.
Cleef, your turn.
Unless I can try and de-grapple myself.
Hi.
You can do that instead of firing if you want to do that.
No, it's fine. I'll keep firing.
Okay.
Is it possible to stabilize people if you have nothing to heal them with?
I don't know. Let's have a look. I do not know.
Pure wisdom does let you do that.
You can use your action to administer first aid to the creature and attempt to stabilize it. Yep.
Well,
so
it's a
just
robot. It's not a human or something breathing or living.
DC 10 Wisdom Medicine check.
How far away Strip from him?
He's currently just been like gently floating down to the bottom. Shrimp is over here, so and you swim all the way up to get back to the monster. So
So basically, you just have to roll for the knowledge of the reset button of the robot.
I
yeah, give me a sec. I'm just mathing quickly. So dash is 60 feet, movement is 30 feet. So you can move 45 feet underwater in 1 turn. So that would be 1 square here,
Plus a little more.
and then straight down to get to him. You could potentially make it, yeah.
movement's 35 and my dash is 70.
Oh, it's your movement 35. Okay, no, yes, then you can make it. Sorry, I thought it was 30. Okay, yes, then yes, you can make it. If you want to do that.
I'm going for Shrimp.
Okay, you like dolphin dive your way down, backflipping all the way at high
Yeah.
speed to
The
create a
ultimate,
little
the
vortex
ultimate
of bubble
swimming
around.
technique.
Of course, a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Okay, you arrive at your compatriot. Moment of truth. DC 10 wisdom check. Wasn't the wisdom your dump stat?
I said +1. Nat 20.
Oh, holy shit! Okay. You are stabilized, Mr. Robot.
Yay.
I think you're still unconscious though.
I'm thinking. I don't know if you
Yes.
can hear me, but this is all my fault. Sorry, robot.
Okay, so that is a unconscious but no longer dying from electrocution robot. Okay, excellent stuff. Douglas.
Douglas is just gonna. Whelm hasn't been working out too good, so Douglas is just gonna make 2 more slam attacks.
Stop.
That's 19 and not enough, probably.
If it's a 17 or higher, then it hits.
Then that's not a hit on that one. Alright, 1
Okay.
slam attack.
One slam attack, yes.
Oh, God. 7.
Okay, so you hit him this time, but it's not the monumental blow that it was before, unfortunately. Okay, Shrimp. You no longer have to do anything, but unfortunately you're still unconscious.
Yeah.
Sacred Guardian's turn. It's getting kind of tired of this monk punching it in the face and this water elemental punching it in the face. So it's going to go 2 attacks against the monk. 31 to hit and 16. What's your AC, Geralden?
Hold on. 17.
17. Okay, so only one of them connects, and then 18 to hit the. Oh no, I lied. 29 to hit the water elemental,
Yeah, that'll hurt.
which I'm going to assume is a hit. Okay, Geralden. It's going to attempt to grapple you
Okay.
with one of its tentacles. You deal like 9 points of damage, and you are restrained. And then water elemental takes.
Do I not get in the pose save to do the grappling? Sorry.
Once you can, next round, you can basically
okay,
attempt to
fine.
restrain. Oh wow, that's a 2 and a 1, so it's 10 points of damage to
Halved.
the water elemental. Halved, yes, it's only 5. Okay, and that is its turn currently. Fane, your turn.
So I'm. How if I swim to it? How far can I be from it?
You cover 15 feet around if you just use your normal movement to swim, and 30 feet if you use your bonus action, so you should be able to make it. If you use both your dash action and your normal action, next round you can start meleeing it if you want to. Melee
Yeah,
it,
but
or you
the fucking shadow blade can also be thrown.
okay, what's the range on the thrown
Turn the Shadow
Blade?
Blade into a
20,
harpoon.
60.
60 range.
20
Okay,
to 60.
20 to 60. Yeah, you can hit it with the Shadow Blade from where you currently are, but it will have disadvantage underwater,
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
how can I move to it and get closer and
Yeah, you can move forward. So you float forward, and then you can try and attack with the Shadow Blade. Throw it.
yeah,
When does it return?
it. I only have it for like one.
Yeah, but I'm asking.
If
like,
you
when
drop the weapon or throw it, it dissipates at the end of the turn. Thereafter, while the spell persists, you can use the bonus action to cause the sword to reappear in your hand.
Okay, so you can throw it, and then next turn you can bonus action to make it reappear in your hand, and then you can throw it again if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you throwing it?
Yep.
It's just gonna be a straight roll because it's dim light, so you get advantage, but it's underwater, so you get disadvantage, so it's just straight d20 to hit. No advantage or disadvantage.
Are you kidding me with the dice today?
Such is life.
10.
I'm
Almost.
just getting shitty dice all over.
That happens. It's the nature of dice. Okay, so you yeet the blade at it, but unfortunately, you see the blade impact, but the tough carapace of the creature is enough to cause it to, unfortunately, deal very minimal damage. Doesn't
I'm
look like
just
it-
gonna roll in fucking the other thing now. I'm not gonna fucking roll this fucking dice there.
Okay, next person up after Fane is Grolden.
What do I need to roll to get out of this grapple?
It takes your action, and you need to pick either athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer, and it makes an opposed check to you to see if it can maintain the pin.
Okay, I'm gonna do athletic.
Athletics, you say.
I rolled a 11.
We'll just quickly see what this boy is. I rolled a natural 1. So plus 7
Yes.
is 8. So you actually get out. You manage to wriggle your way free of the tentacle. You're the second person to do so this evening.
I just
Okay, so you still-
stab it with one of my tusks, but let's go.
Let's go, boy. Okay, so you still have your bonus action and your movement left. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna punch it with my bonus action.
Okay.
I think my bonus action can only be one punch though, so I'm gonna just.
One punch.
Oh, whopping 8 to hit. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Unfortunately not. Tough, horny Carafax is just enough to fend off your blows.
Oh no, it's
Brian.
horny!
Punching in water is really quite difficult, so I'm not faced.
Brian, your turn.
Once
Yes.
again, 2 crossbow bolts, and just hope that.
Okay. I should probably move this guy to actually be...
Haha, 20 and 22.
Okay, both those are very nice solid hits. Roll your damage.
9 plus 8 is 17, plus 3 plus 3, so that's plus 6, 17 plus 6, 23 points of damage.
Holy crap. Okay, you punch a crossbow bolt into the creature's eye. Like, it's sort of like 3 eyes on either side. So now, its entire left side is basically blind. It can't see out of there anymore. You guys have managed to destroy all the eyes. It can't see anything. And now it's like forced to try and like look at you from the corner of its face to try and see like where you are with the eyes on the other side. You've completely wrecked its depth perception.
Awesome.
Okay, Khalif. You are on the bottom of the floor of this cavern currently with your friend Robot Boy that appears to be doing much better now after your tender administrations. What are you doing?
I'm gonna think, I'll be back for you later. And then, movement and dash as far as I can up towards it.
Okay, so you basically get up to where Grolden is to come and carry on punching it in the face.
Oh, am I up on it again? There we go.
Or up below it, I should say. Below, same square as Grolden, but below it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Am
Very
I
hard
in
to do
stab
verticality.
range?
You are in stab
Then I
range, yes, with your
stab.
crazy rogue movement. Okay, roll your d20.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. Okay, roll your damage.
Oh,
Wow.
25.
That is a lot of damage. You actually swim up to where it looks like...
Wow.
You can only assume the reproductive organs of this creature are. And you just stab the dagger in and just swim down with as much violence as you can to try and open up a rent in the bottom of it. And you just see ichor spilling out everywhere.
I'm
It's
mean,
not-
but I wouldn't stab an evil tentacle god monster in the taint. My gosh.
You have done some serious damage to it, and you hear once more like bellow in pain. And it seems like the tentacles are like spasming and becoming weaker and weaker, but it's still hanging on. Douglas's turn.
Douglas, smash!
Douglas smash.
2 smashies. 1 hit.
Oof. 1 hit, so roll your d8s.
12.
Boy, the creature's like, "Arrgh!" Like you can now hear it's like start bellowing in pain as it's getting just hammered by this elemental. But it doesn't seem to be able to get off it. Like it hits it, but it doesn't do much damage because it's a damn bludgeoning resistance. Okay. Cleef, you're stable but unconscious.
Yay!
Sacred Guardian's turn. It's going to...
Go for Cleef, go for Cleef, go for Cleef. Cleef just stabbed it in the taint.
moves like this and drop down slightly, and then it's going to Lightning Bolt Cleef
No!
and Gralden and Brienne and Fane.
Okay, I am.
Don't like
just
the sound of
so
that.
You guys know now I am not going to survive this.
It's fine. All of you need to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
DC?
16.
18.
Oh, I
Plus
made
three.
it 24.
16!
We're going to take
Okay,
half
Fane.
damage, I imagine, now.
Fane.
I'm
Full damage. Okay, so...
Yeah, I was
Um,
trying to roll here, damn it.
respond, please.
fine. Okay, so how much did I roll?
I actually rolled the fucking... No, actually, no.
Hmm? Yes?
God damn it, sorry.
Oof.
Jesus
Damn it.
Christ, what the fuck's going on?
Oops, hold on, I rolled too many dice. I rolled too many dice.
Yeah, what's going on? Oh, wow. See what the fuck's going on with my...
I don't know what's happening with your dice. I just hear a whoop sound every now and then.
What
I
is
don't
that
even know
anyway?
what my bloop is.
I
Roll
don't know.
20.
Where is it coming from?
Roll 20.
Oh,
Uh...
I rolled a 2, so fuck me.
Oh, I don't
Oh, I'm rolling on roll 20. Okay.
Okay, I was like, what is happening? What is the bloop sound? Okay, so, it's fine. You guys have managed to damage enough of its eyes, so it's no longer shooting full strength laser beams at you.
phew.
Oh, phew. So that's only what? 10d10.
No, it's only 3d10. But...
Please roll badly. Please roll badly.
Oh, I didn't roll too great. I rolled 20. I just want to see if it's halved or not on a successful save or no damage.
Please let it be no damage. Please let it be no damage.
Failed save or half as much on a successful one. Yeah, so each of you guys take 10 points of damage.
Half, 5.
5 points of damage in your case. So
Yeah.
you all take 10 points of lightning
Brian
damage.
is unconscious.
Excellent, because then it uses its tentacle
It's got eaten.
to throw you. It's gonna throw you at Cleve.
Can't stop throwing stuff at me!
No. I can't. I refuse. So it's gonna use Fling since you're already grappled. And that's 10 feet of movement, so... Okay. Brian, you get hurled at high speed at Cleve.
If I was conscious, I'd be going, whee!
Pretty much. Luckily, it's not the end of the world. It's only 4d6
depends.
points of damage. But, unfortunately, that's going to be enough to cause you to fail 2 death saving throws immediately upon taking damage while unconscious. Cleve, you take 17 points of damage as you get hit by a Brienne.
Cleve dead.
Okay, so Cleve unconscious, Brienne unconscious, Shrimp down.
Shrimp down,
Okay.
but stable.
Shrimp down but stable. Leaving us with Fane's turn.
Fane down.
Fane, no, Fane needs to be alive still.
I'm here. I'll just swim closer and throw my Shadow Blade at the...
Okay, so you swim closer, and then you yeet, throw your sword at it. Roll your d20.
That's a 20.
20, that's a hit. Roll your 3d8. Roll well. That's pretty good. How much is that?
That's an 18.
Okay, who's actually still here to witness this?
I'm
Douglas.
still here.
Well then.
Douglas, what happens to Douglas when you go unconscious?
He probably disappears.
Yeah, he was just checking for me, so just for future reference. Since the only person really off is Gralden. Gralden, you see Fane swim over and yeet, throw his shadow blade at the creature. And you see it just slam into the head, and this time, even though the scales try to resist, you see the blade actually cleave inside before detonating and blowing an enormous crater in the creature's head. And you see it finally go limp and lets go of you guys as it starts tumbling towards the bottom of the water.
Griff.
I
Oh wow.
I tried to grab my comrades and drag them up.
Brian, you got 9 hit points back because your target's been slain from your Hex Blades curse.
Fuck, hallelujah, I am conscious again.
So you're conscious. And then the rest of you guys are swimming down to stabilize Khalif, right?
I forgot to
I'll
fucking curse
come
that
through
thing.
and
I
swim
could get a
down.
bonus.
Yep, cursing's very important. Okay.
Let's
But it's
drag
only
everyone
got a
back to
30
the surface.
It's only got a 30-foot range. That's why I
Oh
had to wait for it
shit!
to.
I just realized something. Brienne doesn't breathe underwater.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, she's dead, isn't she?
No, she's not dead. But you guys need to
Please do.
drag her out very quickly. I just want to see how long you can.
Oh, yeah, she's drowning now.
I drag them up. The first thing I do after
Yeah,
I throw
you
them up,
basically
I
like dart
swim
down to
and
Brienne and try and like pull her out as quickly as
Yeah,
possible.
we just start. Me and Thane will just start dragging everyone up. We'll come back for you, robot man. Just because you don't really need to breathe, so it's fine.
And Cleve doesn't either. Okay, so you guys extract everybody from the well. They are currently unconscious. Do some CPR there on Bree, like trying to press down on the chest, like geyser some water out. A lot of guardian poo that's accumulated there in the water of the Aeons, but you know what can you do? And yeah, you guys have successfully slain the guardian, the sacred guardian of this place.
How many hit points did the thing have? Any?
I can tell you after the session.
was great.
Okay, so it is still nighttime. There's a lot of terrified townsfolk standing outside by the gate, looking in at the well and seeing you guys like drag the unconscious form of your comrades out. There's some
I go to the crowd. I'm
looking
like,
bloody
it's
and beaten
fine,
up
guys.
again.
There was an immortal tentacle monster under your village, but we've killed it. It's okay. Go to bed.
I asked the people, you knew about this thing and you didn't tell us?
Oh, we just use it for a well. Like nobody goes in there. You guys are the first ones who like removed the grate and like went inside it.
It's fine. It's safe now. Go to sleep. It's
My
okay.
house has no wall.
Your house is what?
No wall.
Well, just put a tarp up in front of it for now, and we'll get it fixed in the next few days.
Oh, okay. You see, like everybody like starts like slowly going back, and like the Burgermeister's just standing there, like looking at the unconscious bodies of you guys, like, why is there a tentacle monster under my town? Just kind of like, what? Why me?
I
Okay.
ask the same questions, but I do not know.
You're
So-
gonna have to ask yourself the question, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't known and you probably would have died when this thing would come up.
Oh, I don't know who woke it up.
That's a good question. I plan
it's
to
a-
ask certain
It's a
people.
shame
as
I
well.
don't know.
they'll never
yeah.
know.
So you guys drag them up top, administer some rudimentary first aid as best you can. Shrimp, you hear the Windows 98 boot sound as you once more come to
Of course.
consciousness, looking at the starry night above you. And you see your compatriots around you, looking very bloody, crisp, boiled in some place, blisters on their skin where the water was heated up from the lightning bolt, and rather worse for wear.
Oh, I remember. Remember my last moments were getting lightning bolted. My entire systems are.
So you're all awake now and sitting around this well entrance.
I do a handstand.
I don't feel so
I
good.
sort of, I
Oh no!
Do you guys want to tell us what happened down there? Because I feel like I don't think no one mentioned the tentacle monster here before.
You know what? I can't remember what happened.
Roll a deception check for me.
I was going to say I have an
I
inside
want
of
to-
+7, so
Let's see how good this rogue is at lying.
Oh, come on,
That's
dice.
a natural one.
Come on,
That's
dice.
a
Let's land it
natural
on
one.
edge.
That's a
I'm going to roll
natural
my
one.
inside as well.
okay.
And I get
I
15 in total.
Yeah, he's bullshitting.
I sort of walk up, well, stagger up to Cleef, and I want to punch him in the jaw.
Sure, make an
Very
unarmed
hard.
attack. Make an unarmed attack for me. So, D20 plus.
You see,
He
backflip
killed him.
yourself out of
He
that.
killed me.
Cleef, he punches you for 2 hit points worth of damage.
I use uncanny dodge to half it and then go unconscious.
Cleef is out. Out, he's You're like, just out.
Shrimp, do you
I
want to
feel
tell us what you were doing down
Son
there?
of a bitch. I sort of mutter at him as he drops like a sack of potatoes, and I sort of like turn around and glare at him. What did you do?
We can't understand the shit you're saying.
Hold on. I've worked with these kind of robots before. I come up and I just smack you on the side of the head, not like punch you, but like just like you would do the side of a
maintenance.
computer's tower. Quack quack.
Well, I don't have a mountain cough, but that happened anyway. We were just doing some archaeological exploration, and there were some words. Hold on, I'm attempting to relocate those words again.
And you didn't think to let us know before you did this?
Well, the assumption of such a creature being down here was absolutely nil,
I'll be in a second.
so I didn't think it necessary. Also,
guys-
I was down there once, and nothing like this happened before.
You guys, well, I'm sure there was something more than just some words down here, because I mean,
Something like
Arcane
that would have
symbols.
been
Yes, sorry, I finally remembered the words. And there were some arcane symbols, something about absorption,
And that
and
wouldn't have been
location.
and that wouldn't have been your first clue that there may be more to that place than a simple cavern?
Oh, sure, yes, correct, but not tentacle monster underwater.
Just
we've got to just
don't-
please not touch things immediately.
don't go off on your own and any more, please.
I'm gonna get those little childcare leashes for both you and Cleef.
Entirely
And
unnecessary.
I sort of look down at Cleef again as like, I think maybe we should try and just wake him up.
You administer some more medical attention. Because Cleef failed his death saving throw.
It's okay, I will do a wisdom medicine check, see if I can
Yeah, you stabilize. You can take 10 since you're not in combat. You just manage to apply some more. And Cleef, you come through. Your jaw was really sore. It's like somebody hoofed you in the face.
And the first thing you see is the person who did the hoofing, glaring at you.
So, like I was saying, I really don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, you're fibbing like anything.
Yeah. Shrimp has already told us what you did.
Yes, he's
Fucking
already
moron.
ratting you out.
Wait, so what? Shrimp told you that we went down looking for stuff, and then the floor fell out from under us.
He told us a bit more than that.
Technically, I never said anything about him mouth lasering it. I only said there was arcane symbols on the wall.
It was inferred.
Was it though?
Shrimp says
Technically, I was
that.
not
Shrimp says that
inferring
to us behind us, and we go, aha.
Bastard.
But no, please just don't poke things unless we're all ready. I know they're very exciting, but when you see a button that says mystical poke button, just don't poke it immediately.
While you guys are like standing here talking, your drift globe is still downstairs, like slowly making its way.
I'm gonna go fetch it. I just
But,
dived into the water.
Now that the water is not getting kicked up by people swimming around and tentacle slashing and that kind of thing, and things are the silt and whatnot are slowly starting to settle, that got dropped into this underground cavern from above from the stones collapsing, the stone blocks. What you see downstairs, lit by your glow globe, is it looks like a petrified cavern, like forest cavern. They're actually on the floor. You can actually see individual blades of grass that have been turned into stone themselves. And you see a deeper whirlpool at the bottom, where it appears there's some kind of dark green, very sickly glow emanating from.
I come back up from out the well, and I'm like, we're probably gonna have to investigate this further once we've all rested. There seems to be a weird greeny glow whirlpool at the bottom of this pool. It's very weird. I'm no whirlpoolologist, but I'm suspicious.
All I can tell you is that the constructions of this place will lead we should have idiot-proof their systems all better. This was ridiculously easy to accidentally cause a negative
Make an
situation.
intelligence check for me, Shrimp.
Sure.
Actually, no. Make an Arcana check for me, Shrimp.
I want to just look over at the dwarf and the orc. Thanks for the help. Dicks.
You see the dwarf is just like, I'm just being pragmatic. You guys shouldn't have survived. If you couldn't survive without me, you didn't deserve my help.
I rolled a 20.
It's like he's really here.
Arcana 20. You suspect that firing a large concentrated blast of necrotic energy into a system designed specifically to handle energies not of that kind probably caused some unexpected feedback to occur.
Oops.
Hence why it was probably labeled arcane energies, evocation, and enchantment when you did your Arcana check initially.
Sure. But I mean, necrotic is a damage type, though.
Yes, normally in the school of...
Necromancy.
See, Eldritch Blast would have been better.
That's force, it's evocation magic.
Yeah,
Fireball,
one of the things
or...
was evocation, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Or-
saying, like... Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's evocation or enchantment,
Or
it's fine. It's cool.
Either way, it seems like this fortress was maybe more fancy than we expected, and then I tell them about this
You also find something else
descriptions.
down there. While
Okay,
you're there.
cool.
Make a investigation check for me. I just want to see how much of the stuff you see while you're down there on your quick zoom by before you come back topside.
12 is not bad.
So it's not bad. As you like go down to scoop up your orb and come back up, you do see a big metal plate with writing on it. So I don't know if one of you guys want to go and investigate the writing, or if you're going to leave it for now.
I am in no condition to go investigating anything. Unless I magically have all my hit points back somehow.
I
You know,
can-
the big metal hand in the sky suddenly gives us all.
Mr. Robot Man, there's some more writing down here if you want to come and read it. As long as you promise not to press any buttons.
Down where? Down the well?
Down the
Or-
well, yes.
Sure, whatever.
It's just I just stick the trunk out, talking through the trunk again.
I also swim down.
Okay. You guys swim down to the lambent green glow issuing forth from this whirlpool.
Okay, I'll jump in and go with. Crippled as I am.
Tripled as you are. Well, I mean, you don't all have to go down if you're just reading and looking.
I don't
now that you're
trust
closer to
those
the
two on
surface-
their own.
You know, now you see at the bottom, there's like lots of... Looks like pottery, enormous pieces of pottery that have been shattered, stone pottery. And intelligence check, lady, you realize that this thing was probably encased in stone, was petrified, before it was unwittingly woken up by the systems being compromised.
Somehow.
Somehow. Underwater, you find this 2x2 meter plate sitting on the ground. And you can see chiseled deeply into the surface the words written in common. I, Georgy Zukov, also known as the Hammer of Dawn, commit these words to metal by the hand of my second and successor, Ivan Sarida. Trust nothing not written in metal. Paper and parchment can be altered by the enemy. I give my life now to seal the stone below. Perhaps, in time, prosperity can return to my town, and my people live prosperously once more.
Can you copy that somewhere that I can just make a note of it?
Sure. KP.
Mysterious.
Mysterious. Okay, so what would you gents like to do?
I think go up and heal up, go up, rest, have a nap. Would be
Have a
the
nap.
Sounds
first point of.
like a good idea.
All right, you guys all head topside. Take a rest. Sleep well. And the morning dawns clear as you guys have some delicious leftovers brought in by some very cautious townsfolk. Have some meat, have some porridge, have some bread. As the day dawns clear, your hit points and spell slots refreshed, minds afire with arcane energy. So, what would you gentlemen like to do?
Well,
I suppose, guys, if we're feeling up to it, we should probably just go down there and have a good sweep of the rest of the underwater cavern.
yeah, we could go down there. We could also go over to the
Before
mine.
we do that, did Grolden tell us about the things that he found on the wall every 15 feet?
Oh yes,
On the
that's
wall?
what I was telling you about. Well, I'll show you guys this morning. I'll take you on a tour of the
Yeah.
inner wall.
Should we bring the Burgermeister along as well, see if he knows anything about them?
Good idea.
I mean, we could if we wanted to, but I'm just going to point it out to you guys because I don't know if it ties into the rest of all this mysterious stuff we find.
Sure. Let me just quickly check something. Just want to see something quickly. Okay, so you guys all trop together, I take it. Nice little morning expedition, a walking breakfast as you walk the circuit of the village. Getting shown these symbols by Guralden. Lady, make a Arcana check for me. Anybody else that has Arcana as a skill can also make an Arcana check for me. As you recognize that these are not a simple crest.
26.
These are indeed, it looks like the remains of a permanent ritual magic. And it seems like somebody has embedded it into the stone of this keep.
Arcana 15.
You also notice it. It is of the school abjuration. And actually, you're intimately familiar with this, Brienne. You use a very similar principle. When you kill a human target and use their blood to draw a circle to protect yourself against your demon summonings,
Mm-hmm.
these are symbols that look virtually identical to the ones you use. Out of game, these are the symbols for protection from evil and good that have been carved into the walls every 15 feet or so. It doesn't look like they're powered anymore, and it looks like they might not be linked to whatever was linked to them anymore, but that's what you can gather from looking at these carvings. A lot of them are kind of like weathered over the years and are not as sharp as they used to be.
I relay this knowledge or information to my companions, explaining to them that the symbol what these symbols mean, at least to me, and also that it does not that I don't think that they link to whatever was here, but logically it would infer that at some point this entire keep was a massive protective circle.
Correct.
Would I need to make a knowledge check to make that
That's a pretty reasonable assumption. The walls make a circle. There's symbols on the walls of that type. It's a pretty.
So it is possible. So it is possible that that protective circle was a protection from whatever was underneath here.
Maybe they can both keep things in and keep things out.
Yeah. So my next question is, how do we drain the water from that area downstairs, or do we just keep diving and coming up for air and investigating a piece a little bit at a time?
It's a good question.
Ah.
No, I put this question to the party.
We also need to get the gigantic corpse out of there as well, because if we leave that in there, then the well will become unusable.
Yeah, it's also a good call.
I asked the Burgermeister if they have anyone who knows how to cook seafood.
I know somebody who's been at the sea once.
Okay.
I don't think eating this creature is a valid choice in this situation.
The RimWorld solution.
But we should definitely go and fetch it, because its skull as the framework for your tavern would be sweet.
Oh, if only we could get it out of the ground. We just have to cut all the flesh off it. The skull will be fine down there. Cleef runs into the well. Starts.
Okay,
Cleef spends the rest of the entire day hacking off chunks, bringing them up to the surface.
Oh, okay. Sure. I mean, the water starts becoming bloody and
Than
inky
it
and
was.
hard to see in. But, yeah, okay. Cleve is busy excavating a corpse. Flesh.
I asked him, seeing as you don't need to breathe, is it possible for you to maybe head back down there and try and trace the source of the water, or find a runoff or something that can run the water out and drain it from that chamber?
Sure. I might grab. If Cleef can be grabbed from his cutting away of pieces, I would rather have him with me since this area is significantly more dangerous and lethal than I was expecting.
Yeah, Cleef will help you.
Okay.
Cleef says.
As
I'm expecting
goes
world
down,
eaters now. And black
After,
holes and absolute destruction and demons.
well, as Shrimp makes his way down the well, I utter a short prayer of protection to Cthulhu, and include a short phrase to please give them the wisdom to not touch anything.
I would like you to roll a charisma check for me, please.
Me,
As you do that, yes.
okay? Uh, 11.
Just enough.
Yeah, no.
You're surprised as a little spark of golden energy leaps from your fingers onto the two of them. You're both now under the effect of the bless spell.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I'm
you
sort of like
blessed.
I stare at my hands in wonderment. It's like, my Lord Cthulhu has.
My
And
trunk.
I look up to the sky, tears of joy in my eyes, and I praise Cthulhu. Give thanks to him.
My trunk
What's the
slithers across the Fane's ear. He's pulling ahead of you. You must kill him. It is the only way to serve the Raven Queen.
I shake my head.
By the way, the monk is
Not
great.
true. It's not true.
What monkey?
Okay.
And
So
that's
what
a
are you
he,
two
not
doing?
a he.
I'm the bodyguard for Shrimp.
Okay, so you two are just like paddling your way through the water. Let's
Looking
just say
for this source of water.
Looking for the
it's
off-
pretty easy to find because this place has been receiving water from the same direction. The stream is not carved out a path, but the bottom is swept a little bit more clear, where this water has been flowing in here over the last couple of millennia. And it's pretty simple to find. Literally, the source of the water is pretty much here at the bottom, where Hippo's character name is. That's where you can feel the gentle rush of water coming into this underwater area.
Okay, but it isn't from the green vortex of possible doom.
No, it's not coming from the green vortex of possible doom. It seems to be an unrelated vortex of doom.
Okay. So, okay, so I find this I find the source for this area. Do I have any idea where it could be coming from?
It's
This is
boiling
the
up out of
natural.
it looks like it's a natural spring that's been dammed in here that's just flowing up from below that the people have been drawing from over the years.
It's been dammed in here, so is there a way to break whatever dam is flowing, having it flow?
Well, it's dammed in this cavern, that's what I mean, where it's boiling up into. I suppose technically you could mine through the cavern walls out, outside.
Okay, sorry. I thought you meant that
No, this is a self-contained cavern, and there is groundwater boiling up.
So it's a cave with a hole in
into
the floor, water coming out of hole.
Yes, that is correct.
How big is
And
hole?
that has filled up this cave. The hole itself is not very large, but there are cracks in the ground where this water is welling up from. Each crack.
Okay, but it sort of like isn't like unnatural. It's just like normal groundwater,
Yeah, it's just like water that is.
which is under the water table here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Exactly. Also, Cleve, as you start carving, or as you've carved chunks off this creature, you notice something interesting about it. The chunks of meat that you brought outside into the sun are charring down to ash and just powder and then eventually nothing.
Oh, that solves our disposal problem. I hope that... Can I, like, chip off a bit of bone and see if it does the same?
It does the same thing.
Oh,
The flesh underwater is not doing that, though.
I don't... Nobody will come to an underwater pub.
Could always
Lord.
keep the skull mounted in a thing of water,
I don't know. I feel like an underwater pub might. You might. I mean, it's novel.
or have the skull or the body, in a glass. The pub could have a glass floor, and people could walk and look down and see the skull of the mighty creature.
Has glass
And
been
if you
invented?
If you sell potions of water breathing, you're guaranteed sales at the pub as well.
There's very crappy glass, but glass has been invented, yes.
Has glass
Very
safe
cloudy,
enough to walk
prone to
on been
break.
invented?
If you make it
No.
thick enough, I'm sure you can.
I'll leave a skull
But
down.
yes, it does appear that there's a natural source of water in this cavern that has just filled it up over the centuries.
Okay, so it is largely a natural cavern.
It looks like it. It's very strange. It looks like an outdoor area that was flash frozen in time in stone. Like the trees.
Yeah.
Like if you swim past the trees, it's literally a tree, bark, leaves, like perfectly capsulated, but in stone. Even like the texture, like the texture of the ground, you can see individual blades of grass that have been caught in whatever petrification effect happened here that are also made of stone.
I'm sure this is completely something I should probably take note of, but I have no idea what it means at the moment. Okay, I leave and come up and inform them that there doesn't seem to be any way of draining the cave or the well thing.
The water's got to go somewhere. So if you block up the hole, then it's going to drain away somewhere.
Well, we could, if we were able to carve out, because we're on this fort, if I remember correctly, is on a hill, isn't it?
Well, yeah, gentle.
Gentle rolling slope.
We could carve out to like the left and use the water to power a moat.
I mean, I guess, but we're talking. This place was pretty deep, though. We're pretty deep.
I
under
suppose
the,
you're right. Yeah, it
water
was a pretty
table.
big monster. Oh yeah, it doesn't
this
matter.
thing goes deep. Like, unless you find some like really deep borehole to like empty the water table itself and reduce it, I don't think you're gonna empty this place.
Fertilize the forest.
Or like try to kill the forest because we're gonna deplete the water table.
Okay. I sort of like ask Shrimp if he can describe those magical symbols that he saw underwater again. And ask him, is like, does he know any evocation type magic?
I mean, I probably just remember what the sigil looked like, or should I just roll intelligence to see if I?
But, are you trying to reproduce it, or just what do you want to do with it, Derek?
The thing is, based on what Shrimp said earlier, maybe we should try
I mean,
and
it's
cast
still
a
there,
spell
isn't it?
of that
Yeah.
school type, but I can't cast spells underwater. The only one of us who can is Shrimp.
So,
So
do you
I'm
want me
asking-
to cast
I'm
an
asking Shrimp
evocation
that he-
spell on the thing?
Also, Hippo's idea is also
Maybe.
still floating around, still on the ground somewhere.
Which idea was that exactly?
Block up hole, let water drain out, explore.
I mean, I think that
no, the other whole idea he had initially with the plate to direct sunlight
Oh.
into the.
Ah,
We'd all have to swim down there now, though, because there's no floor. So we'd all have to just float in place and hold a dish up.
We could do that. Why not?
Yeah, let's try it.
Sure.
I
Okay.
explained the principle. We need to hold the dishes
so-
and point sunbeam at plate on the wall.
Okay, so you guys wait an hour or so for it to get fully.
Doesn't that that weird floaty stone thing, can't it cast daylight?
It can, yes.
Why don't we use that as well?
Well, as
Oh,
far
the-
I don't. Sunlight are technically two different things, but I could be wrong.
They're D&D wise, they're the same thing. They both affect vampires the same way and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the light spell is just light. It doesn't. It isn't. It's not like sunlight, but daylight specifically is. It is literal sunlight.
Okay, well then let's try and use
Which
that.
you guys
and
could have
see if we
used
focus.
instead of just laser beaming it with freaking necrotic damage. I would
That
like
is,
to point out.
I did tell them that. I
Well,
did tell them
You
that, but
couldn't because we already used it for something else. You can
Well,
only use it for something.
My question was, didn't they cast daylight in the first place? In which case, it would have just been
No,
lighting up the area around them.
No, they just use
I,
the
I
normal
cast. Yeah, I just cast the normal light.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. Well, we can give it a go. Why not?
light. Okay, so you guys all jump in, start a paddling, looking around. Eventually, you find all the various points. Not going to make you roll for it. You find the four dishes that's used to direct the light in. One of you goes under the entrance to the well, holds the dish up, gets the next person, and eventually you manage to use these polished mirrors to direct the beam onto the symbols on the wall. You feel a rumbling, and you hear a grinding of some mechanism below you, but it looks like the floor being missing seems to hamper the effect somewhat. And a few moments later, a roiling blast of energy rolls through the cavern. Anybody not at maximum hit points is healed. And the water is purified and becomes clear as crystal. And you
That
see
looks tasty.
the corpse below flakes and then turns to powder and evaporates like paper held in a fire for too long.
and that sickly green glow from the center.
Oh,
of
that's
that
still
vortex
that's
water?
still there, but you do notice a subtle lessening of the effect as it pulls back slightly, as if there's something in place now that is once more suppressing the
Yay! We've
The light
completed
from
our Tomb Raider puzzle.
Tomb Raider puzzle. Other than that, nothing. Seems fine.
We still can't breathe underwater, can we?
Unfortunately, you're not a sea creature.
Didn't think so. Okay, go up for air, go back down.
Okay, so you guys dive again. What are you looking for underwater? Bear in mind, you can float up in the cavern above this area. Right? Remember, there's the
okay.
actual chamber that they were exploring that the floor fell out of, that you can tread water on. So to make it somewhat larger, it's going to draw a nice big square. Bonk. So there is a bigger square that you guys were
Okay.
in above this. So that
Um,
square is about 30 feet from the well entrance to the bottom of that room. And then below that room where the floor is now gone, there's this additional cavern below that.
which is also completely submerged, obviously.
The bottom cavern is completely
Yeah.
finished. The stone
Okay.
blocks were literally built, or were literally flush with the water surface. And the waters from below were actually running up through cracks in the stone blocks that made the floor of the
Okay.
room that you guys were, and the villagers just used that as a well. They didn't know anything else.
Okay. I head down towards the sickly green glow. Try and get a little bit closer. Try and make out what is there a source to it? Is that
It's definitely below the water there, where the swirling, boiling froth that makes up this central location. There's something there giving off the glow.
yeah? I try and get a bit closer.
Okay, make a athletics check for me. As the turbulent forces around it threaten to tear you away from it.
They tear me away from it quite easily.
Yeah, it looks like you'll need somebody with some physical stamina to try and push in there.
I'll try and go back down again and bring somebody with me this time. Somebody nice and strong. Who's nice and strong? Gralden, make those ears flap underwater, boy. Show me there for more than decoration.
I
And
turf him into the well.
You get into the well, United style.
I head back down and try
Gralden, are you coming with, or
Yeah,
are
I'll
you
go and
gonna...
help. I don't mind.
athletics check of 12.
12. You make your way about like 5 feet, 10 feet, and then you get thrown away, and you actually end up taking 1 point of damage as you get scuffed along the rocks and flung away from this roiling mass.
Can I summon Douglas and just make him carry me down there?
I don't know, what's the cooldown on Douglas or the stuff?
Long rest.
Long rest. And yes, you may summon Douglas if you wish.
I summon Douglas and make him carry me down there.
Okay, so Douglas the water elemental carries you inside. Douglas needs to make a strength check for me, please. I don't think elementals have athletics.
That's 18.
That's enough to hold on to you and to get inside. And once you reach inside, you found a enormous glowing stone. Very similar to the one in the forehead of your robot compatriot and the two shiny rocks.
Let's
But-
rub shrimp against it. What could possibly go wrong?
So,
However, as you get closer to this thing, you could start feeling your age. Like every year you have spent on the surface of this world is now pressing down on you. It's not a good
me?
feeling.
Your back
Unusual.
suddenly hurts a lot.
Unusual.
Oh, okay.
wait, how are they pushing on him?
Interesting.
He's not
How
here.
did Shrimp get in there?
Shrimp is up top.
So the closer I get, the worse Shrimp feels.
That
And
is
I
correct.
don't know that, so I'm gonna push on. I'm gonna try and...
Okay.
How big is the rock? It's a little one.
It is a good 10 feet across. Sitting there pulsing with this green, sickly warpstone energy.
Alright,
Shouldn't be, you are like suddenly of the mind of metal getting hammered, folded, carved, shaved, wooden pieces getting put into place, wriggling organic matter. It feels like you're living through your assembly.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go poke
Is
it.
it painful?
Feels very strange. You poke it. With what do you poke it?
My hand.
Of course you do. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
20.
20. You pass. You only take
Only.
22 points of necrotic damage,
Ow.
as your maximum hit points decreases by 22.
Ooh!
Oh no!
You are visibly aged by touching it. You can actually see the veins on the back of your hand beneath your skin. Also, make another strength check for me with your elemental friend.
Does anything happen to me when he touched?
Give it a sec.
8.
Okay.
8. You are both flung out and away by the force of the water. You take another 2 points of damage as you get flung into the spiky rocks around it. You guys see Shrimp suddenly stop moving, and a bright light flash from inside of him through his joints in his construction, and then subside. Shrimp, you feel pretty good, actually. Like, you feel like that assembly process was you being remade, being reborn, being rebuilt, and you suddenly feel pretty great. You get 11 temporary hit points above your maximum.
Yay! I feel I feel better for some reason. This is most worrying. How do you do temp hit points in Beyond?
You can just click it.
How do you?
Temp.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I'm dumb. I am blind.
So, what are the rest of you doing during this scientific endeavor?
Well, it's
Steve, how did that feel? That,
quickly-
that you looked rough.
Cleve's still underwater.
I've been
I'm
trying
I'm
to
underwater
console.
as well, but I'm just not going into the glowing green water.
I've been trying to consoling the townspeople that were afraid because of the big hole that appeared.
Well, the hole is
Big
always
hole.
there. It's their well, but yes.
Yeah, but it got bigger, right?
No, it did not get bigger. The cavern below it got bigger.
Yeah, but they were mentally scarred by the tentacle thingies.
I mean, they were spooked by the tentacles. Yes.
Yeah.
So here I
Excuse
am
me.
from.
I'm trying to tell them it's okay. It's okay. Cthulhu is not gonna come here again.
Make a deception check for me. To try and lie to these poor backcountry.
I'm not lying. You know, it's like tentacles. I think there was like some kind of avatar of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
If it was an avatar of Cthulhu, why did it try and attack Brian?
Because it's
Check,
obviously
please.
a mad god.
Okay, so you were saying Gralden and Brienne?
How did the deception check go?
13.
I mean, like, one or two of them believe you, and there seems to be, like, a little schism forming now between people that adhere to the orthodoxy of Brienne and the people that are listening to you.
Brian is standing next to the well, and all you can see is this little trunk at the coming out the water, like, yes, yes. That is the right way. The monk is great.
Amazing. So,
Okay. It's really obvious. We need to drain the water from this area and somehow.
that is
And
definitely a somehow,
this-
yes.
I don't think shooting a crossbow bolt with one of those stones attached to the front is going to work here.
Oh.
Cleve's just gonna swim up and out, and then just collapse.
So he like climbs outside, shoot him, and you just see him like fall over. Like
I
a
do have
bag
a
of
medicine
bones.
check, so I will go check on poor Cleve, because he's looking pretty rough.
Keith seems like
I
he
have
had the very
an
essence
idea.
drained out of him. Okay,
I'm
what is
listening.
your idea, Fane?
Can I have the town back?
The town back, I suppose.
Backo.
Hold on. Let me boop and boop.
I propose that we make a dike around this village with some palisades also. You can use the water that we pump up or get up to make the dike.
Okay.
It's an idea.
We could do that, but that would take time, would it not? Well,
would take-
Well, I
actually,
think we
maybe-
have to probably shelve this in that we're not going to be able to. We're not going to figure out the best way to get the water out of here today, because
Can't we just
No,
make
it
the
is-
water elemental thingy, just like water elemental thing, the water out?
What, with a bucket?
No, he's a water elemental. Can't you just like, water
Hold
out?
on, let me look in his stat block. I'm not seeing anything called on there.
Water out? No.
He doesn't have an ability called water out.
Hold on,
No,
let me look at
water
your
out.
retard dwarf's stat block to see if he has any druidic abilities
No.
that you guys could possibly utilize.
But would he share them with us?
No.
Sure. Let's just say. So druid spell list. What about something like Mold Earth?
He's got that. He's used that.
What about using all his spell slots? Actually, isn't there a upcaster? Oh, hold on, give me a second. I will help you guys here with. We're going to assume that our pragmatic dwarf is going to assume that he doesn't want his only source of drinking water to be contaminated somehow. So,
But you see, drink it, and if you got cholera or typhus,
I mean, look at Cleve.
Your
He's
own
been
fault.
submerged, and look what he looks like now.
exactly.
Cleve somehow looks older now.
Cleve looks very old now. Significantly older than
Cleve is
Cleve
pretty
was
much
before.
out cold.
How many hit points does Cleve even have?
How many did he lose?
22?
No, but remember that thing that and then we had that when we cast
Yeah, it's
the
after
spell,
the
we
long
all got
rest.
full hits and everything. Yeah, but also after we cast that sunlight spell thing to move the plates and stuff, you said there was this refreshing wind, and suddenly everybody's on full hit points and
Mhm.
magically healed and blah 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 blah.
That's correct, and then he touched the thing.
Cleve now has a maximum
Yes.
of 25 health.
That is less
I'm
than
not.
I
I'm
do.
worried that he may have drowned. I will. Don't worry, guys. I will
You do
resuscitate him
notice
by
that
giving
Cleve
him
isn't
trunk to
breathing.
mouth.
Jeez. Why is Cleve not breathing?
Because Cleve
I
doesn't
was.
breathe.
I
He's
know.
never actually pointed this out to anyone.
I will give him trunk to mouth because obviously he's drowned.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Okay. I think there's a way we could potentially do this if you guys want to try and dig a tunnel. You won't be able to dig a tunnel all the way from the bottom out. But if you want to dig a tunnel at the same level as the cavern was, or the initial room was that you guys were inside exploring out, this might work.
That would be a start. That gives us more room to work with.
Sorry, I'm just looking through all the things that can move earth and crack stone and stuff like that. Potentially. Oh, that's a 6th level spell. Never mind. Oh, actually, that'll work. Potentially. Your dwarf could make a tunnel given enough time. Given a few days.
I'm only thinking about, trying to make this place a little more defensive. Make it a real fucking keep.
Potentially. Your
Well, I
druid
think that
could.
considering there's no one who can object, we can put him to work for a couple of days.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, given enough time. Let's just say for the next 2 weeks. He's going to be using magic to create a tunnel out. Actually, could we do it from that below one? Water bleeding. Yeah, we'll say that for the next 2 weeks, your dwarf will be engaged in the process of making a tunnel out from below, outside. So, like, into the hill, and then outside. But bear in mind, this hill's not very high, so you could make a tunnel exit about 15 feet below the floor of the town, I suppose, if you want to call it
Okay.
that, the level of the town. Where the water will flow out and then eventually bring the average water level down by about 15 feet. But it's not going to drain the entire cavern, unfortunately.
Yeah, but will it be enough for us to be able to walk in it?
Oh, no, not at all.
The cavern's like 100 feet down.
Yeah. Well, we might have to revisit this at a later stage.
The dwarf can also cast water breathing on all of you, I just saw.
Oh well, then we'll keep that in mind for next time.
Cleve would just like to wake up and just bad stone. I'm old.
Rabble, pragmatic. Rabble. Cast Blessed Restoration on you. Rabble.
Do my healths feel better?
You don't get those hit points back yet, but your maximum health is returned, yes.
There's a bad stone down there. It really messed me up.
I sort of look with if everybody's in agreement, I would like to try something.
Yes.
You recall in the quarry what happened when I used the stone I had to make contact with the stone down there. Now
I
I
did.
can't get close enough to do it by hand, but I can try and attach it to a crossbow bolt and fire the crossbow bolt at the stone. Maybe it would have the same effect if you guys are, if Cthulhu wills it and you are in agreement. We could attempt it. I'll be
Sure.
honest, I'm not comfortable with the idea of having another magic stone. Obviously, looking at Lee, it's doing something to leech life somehow.
I
I'm not
agree.
comfortable with that being under this town. There are many lives here. Enough have been lost already.
Well, it's based on the effects of the last crystal that we saw, and the fact that there was this very large creature. We can assume that these crystals can mutate, or these crystals can mutate creatures. Maybe this one caused the big tentacly creature to get bigger, perhaps. So
Yep.
destruction may be our best choice.
All right.
Douglas.
Is everybody in agreement?
Douglas can deliver the stone.
Sounds like an idea.
I can just see Douglas is going to get all the shit jobs from now on.
We can try it. And I dive back into the well and I was
I
call
go
out
there
to
as well.
Cleef and ask him to summon Douglas into the well. That I can give him a stone and attempt to and use it to touch the raging stone at the center.
Which stone do you give him? The one from the keep clearing or your original stone?
My stone was the one that made contact and did it, so we'll try my stone.
Okay. So, Douglas, you can't actually see Douglas underwater because he's just made of water himself.
still
So you
up
just see
top
the
as well.
stone floating into the whirlpool. Make a strength check for me for Douglas, please.
8.
Ooh.
Can try again,
Make
though.
another- You can try again though, yeah. So Douglas just tries to like force his way through you. I was going to see if he keeps a hold of the
Nat
stone.
20.
Nat 20. Douglas squeezes in there like shit through a goose and touches the stone to the other stone.
Yeah.
Who's all below and who's above?
I'm below. I'm
below as well.
treading water
I'm
at the
giving
surface.
trunk to mouth, so I'm still above.
I've
Okay,
been a
I'm
while
above.
awake. Please stop.
Console the village.
Please still just.
Like you're not breathing yet. I'm trying to save you.
I'm fine. Please still just sat looking completely vacant.
Okay, so there is a crump and a detonation underwater that is very muffled.
My
But
head is
instantly the
thankfully
swirling stops. And you see a
I dive down towards it.
you see an effect almost like burning parchment, expanding out from where the stone was inside of the swirling mass, and run up the sides of the walls, up into the room above, and out of the well. And you guys above just suddenly see this ring come boiling out of this well entrance. It looks like the edges of a parchment that's getting set on fire. And doesn't seem to do any damage. And it just rolls out over you, down into the forest. We can see it running over trees and away into the distance.
In all directions or a specific direction?
In all directions, like 360
weird.
degrees just out of the well.
I'm sure that can't come back to bite us in the butt.
However, once this occurs, you find a stone about the size of a child's fist.
Yeah.
Now lying next to yours underwater.
Pick mine up, put it in one pocket, pick that one up, put it in the other pocket. And
Same deal. Looks the same as yours now. Identical.
Okay.
And everybody here is filled with a sense of well-being. Like the
Including
birds
the
are singing
townsfolk?
louder, including the townsfolk. Like the birds are singing louder, the day is brighter, the sun is warmer.
See, it's all gonna be all right. The Raven Queen is gonna will it. I told you.
Climb back up out the well and thank Cleef and tell him to please thank Douglas for me. I'm being polite. Praise Cthulhu.
Okay.
And I am now the sense of well-being is is a joy to my soul. I smile and openly and happily at all my companions.
Right, so you guys are now in the position of a town that no longer has the enormous baleful energy sucking the life out of it. It's generally a good start as far as towns are
Once
concerned.
again,
Yay!
So, is there anything you gentlemen would like to do before we end for the day?
I'm going to head to the church and pray and give thanks to my Lord and Master for his guidance and uh, and insight. And I tell the part that I'm going to the church to pray and give thanks to my God. Any who wish to join me, please feel free to.
I tell him, you can also join me if you want to. The Raven Queen is much more nicer than.
I will tell the people that in fact it was us here who punched people and monsters to death, not
I was pretty sure that I
He's-
killed the big Cthulhu thing in the.
But I'm more interested in making Cleve feel better, so I start doing some sick backflips.
Which reminds me, I head to Fane and I tell him it was thank you for your valiant efforts and that the mighty blow. I am told it was you who saved us. Truly, Cthulhu chose a worthy vassal in you.
No, he
Vassal
didn't.
or
It was the
vessel?
Raven Queen who chose me.
What do I roll for this? Because it's not deception. I believe Cthulhu has chosen him as a fellow vassal.
It is just straight up. You could tell him there's no deception.
I truly believe that Cthulhu has
you roll
chosen
self-deception.
through the Raven.
You have to
his
say
faith is-
it by yourself.
His faith is to the Raven Queen, but I am now believing that Cthulhu is working through the Raven Queen and empowering him, and that the Raven Queen is of Cthulhu's pantheon.
He taunts you,
I
Thane.
shake
He
my
mocks your
head
god.
and like that guy's silly. I think what.
Matt, how much did
yeah.
you roll for your acrobatics?
I rolled a 20.
Cleve, you're feeling a bit down. Or you were feeling a bit down, but the sight of this majestic backflip is enough to bring a tear to your
I was
eye.
about to say, Cleve wipes a tear from his eye, stands up,
It's
his
perfect.
purpose in life renewed. he gathers everyone, the whole town. He is starting mass backflip lessons right now. Nobody's going
make it
home
good.
without a backflip today.
Make a charisma check to see how many people you can.
Oh god.
Oh lord.
Cleve is still full of self-doubt.
Oh no.
How much did Cleve roll?
Natural one.
Cleve, even though
walk
you go
to
amongst,
Cleve.
even though you go amongst them and try and like get them to backflip, the elders don't listen, but the children do. And you spend half an hour teaching several younglings how to do sweet backflips.
So it's not a complete letdown for him, is it?
The elders, they have not seen the joy of backflips today, but perhaps through their children they will see how sweet those backflips could truly be. Okay, so we got praying, we've got various preachings. Rob, is there anything you're going to be doing, or are you just going to chillax after your harrowing couple of days?
I'm not quite sure how what I would do with people. I'm a monk. I will go and think. I will go be monkey.
You're going to go to sit outside like you did at your previous town, where
Yes.
you sat down for 60 years to have a big thong.
I will do the thunking. There's much to be thunk about.
What is Shrimp doing?
Shrimp is ruminating because the recent experiences with the crystals and weird things and wells have led him to a new and completely unexplored emotional range. He's not
Shrimp,
pissed.
make a willpower saving throw for me.
Okay. 1.
You get the unrestrained urge to do a backflip for some reason.
A backflip. Okay,
A backflip.
sure, I do a backflip.
Acrobatics, please, sir. It's as if somebody's very essence compels you to do such a thing.
5.
There's no way this could go wrong.
Cleve, you see your friend Shrimp standing there, hand on his chin, looking down, thinking extremely deeply, and then immediately see him try and do a backflip from that position. It does not end well. You get about halfway through your flip when you realize this was a terrible idea. Why did I do that? That was dumb. And you immediately hit the ground. You're like, oh, it's like that was pain. If I had a neck right now, that would be painful.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's a
You
good thing I
see-
did back in there.
You see your robot companion suddenly do a backflip, or try to do a backflip.
Don't worry, Shrimp. You'll get there.
But yes, like I was saying before, I'm going to ruminate on my new emotional range because I am feeling pissed, and I don't understand why, and I don't understand anger. All I know is there's so much bullshit's happened recently that I am now angry, and I also also yes, I have more range of emotions now, and it's very. I would also like to attempt to start, or the stuff like while everybody's going to do all kinds of whatever they said that they're going to do, all kinds of varied stuff. I want to start like basically just figuring out how to make very big arcane bombs. I just want a nuke now.
That's a big escalation.
Okay.
Sure. We'll say your downtime activity is that you will start trying to figure out how to build some kind of evocation delivery device.
Yes, because there is a lot of bullshit in this land, and it needs to be cleansed with thermonuclear fire, or the closest equivalent of it.
Okay. That's
He has seen the light.
that's a thing.
I'm not handling figuring out a new emotion very well, especially.
Okay, well then. You can spend gold, which basically represents trying to acquire materials and things like that, and experimenting with your component pouch and like making vials and all that kind of stuff yourself. But it is something you can do if you want to. If you want to do something like that. It's not something you could do on the road, really, so it's really only a downtime activity.
Oh, yeah. I realize.
But yeah, you can start researching into something like that. It takes 1 gold per day to start researching something like that. And at the end of the day, you need to make a intelligence check, arcana check, to see if you make any breakthroughs that'll help you point in that direction.
Okay.
Okay. Is anything else, or can we end here for the day?
Just
No, we can end here for
downtime
that.
stuff. Cleef just wants to spend the rest of the day with the Burgermeister, going through any books or anything, or town records, trying to find
Does
any.
everybody have the little bit of text?
Yeah, he wants to find anything he can, referencing a Georgy Zukov, Hammer of Dawn, or Ivan Sarida.
So what you guys already know from Larry's first session, Hammer of Dawn, folk hero, especially around these parts. Keep was built by him, defended by him, back when this border was a lot more contested. And you have a shaft, a stone shaft with a maker's mark of him as well in the position of your dwarf, which, for screw it, he's going to give it to you guys now to research, whatever. I don't care if Trash is not you now. And you know that things not written in metal can be altered. So your books may not be necessarily reliable.
So obviously we need to try and see if there's any older like stone tablets or epitaphs or even like tombstones or anything in the area. Anything where somebody could have carved something in stone.
Oh, into metal, yes. Or stone. But yes, that's probably a good idea. Actually, is this Brian having that thought?
Yeah.
Make an intelligence check for me. Is a logical extension of that
Okay.
thought.
Uh, 17.
Yeah. Is a logical extension of said thought. A people well known to keep their records in stone are the dwarves.
Okay, so we will need to try and find. After having finished my my prayer and time in the church with whatever people came with me, I asked the Burgomeister, are there any dwarven settlements in this area? Not necessarily immediate area, but in this general area part of the country, or is that something that we would know?
You know, the only real dwarf city is near Minsk. Minsk is the capital of Belarus, and there's a
It's far away.
yeah, there's a
We may
That's very
need
far away.
to. So researching that, I tell the party, would it not make sense to visit the dwarven city near Minsk? They would keep records, and remember the prophecy: paper and parchment can be altered by the enemy. We need something something that was carved in stone or metal, something that could not be altered based on what this quote was, or whatever was written down there. That quote. We need something that's a more permanent form of.
Can't you just fix that with magic? Make it say something else?
With pen and paper could be altered easily, but stone and metal
They
much harder.
are, but
Or
still
at least
possible.
for me, the power, my God's power is vast, but to be able to cast such magics is beyond me.
You know,
That's
perhaps
just proves
beyond
that your
ability of
god
many.
is limited.
Can you do it?
Can your God do it?
No, but the dwarven
Then
gods
your
probably
God is
could.
just as limited.
The dwarven god
And
probably could. They're all about
the
that stuff.
the dwarves are heathens who do not serve the one true God, but they are keepers of knowledge, and we need their help.
you know where else we might find stuff written in stone?
Where else?
In a cave, in a quarry.
That might also be a good place to go look.
Okay, so party vote.
And I swear,
For
if that
next
cave in
session.
the quarry leads us to that cavern underground, I am going to touch the DM in his happy place.
Why would you say that?
When you said that,
next
sounds like
session.
Kenny's gonna be happy.
Next session.
Yeah.
Where would you guys like to range to? Would you like to stick around this area and do things around town? Do you want to head back to the quarry? Do you want to follow up your lead with the dwarves, or is there something else you guys would like to do?
Well, okay. How long before we're back at as a full party, full party of players?
No idea.
At least.
I think Brandon is here next week, if I'm not
Next week?
mistaken.
Okay. If
I
we,
think
because
so.
then if we've got at least one extra, if there's like a maximum of one person missing, then I'd say yeah. Then we look at going traveling further afield. But if we're missing right now, we've got 2 players missing. I'd say at the moment, because we've got the 2 players down.
Fine. It doesn't matter. I prep the encounters for however many people, so I
Okay.
can adjust. So it's not really not an issue.
I would vote.
Don't worry
for-
about that.
No, I wasn't thinking in terms of encounters. I was thinking in terms of progressing our story, where we're going and what we're doing.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
This is
Well,
all
then,
recorded.
It really is. My vote is for quarry, just because closer, emptying it helps the town out in the immediate
Quarries.
future.
Yeah,
Well, the
I
quarry
think
is
so.
in the area, and it is a start. I asked the Burgomeister, how old is that quarry? Just before.
It's what they used to build this fortress with. I found that out previously.
Yeah, there,
Yeah.
here you go. Gralden knows. It's
Okay, then that
it was
quarry's
built.
been there a while, so there is a chance that there may be information there.
It's
Okay.
been here for millennia.
And
I
quarry
say the
first.
quarry.
Quarries, yeah.
The quarry.
I'm in agreement
Okay.
with Cleef and Fane.
Okay,
Quarry
so next week
and
I
then
will
from there
prep
we can head to
quarry
Minsk.
We
things.
query the quarry.
We query the quarry.
Query the quarry. Alrighty. So, we will end here for today.
Yeah.
Thoughts, ideas, and feedback and such, even though I didn't expect it to go quite how it went today.
I can't believe you made Cleef have such a crisis of faith. Suddenly realised his fragile mortality.
How many hit points did that Cthulhu thing?
You really want to know?
Yeah, actually, I do.
I'm gonna
I would, that
estimate
that
about-
Sacred Guardian, just how powerful was
I'm gonna
that
say
thing?
150 to 200.
Yeah, you guys all take a guess, and I'll tell you once everybody's
I'm gonna
guessed.
say 100.
How much do you think?
180.
Okay.
175.
Okay.
351.
Closest one so far has been the person who said 175.
9.
It had 172 hit points, and the tentacles had hit points varying between 16 and 22.
How many tentacles did that thing have? Just as
8.
a
It could use in combat. So it could keep 8 targets restrained simultaneously, or, slap multiple people. It's quite a long range.
Kind of stoked that we kind of killed that thing.
It was originally going to be a way easier fight because if everybody was together from the start, but then
and if we were not underwater,
that too. If the floor was there, maybe the pumping system would still work.
It's alright.
but there's a pumping system.
We had Douglas.
We had Douglas.
Yes, we
With
did.
mighty 114 hit points.
That Douglas did a number on that poor creature. Shame. I actually feel kind of bad for it.
Maximum power.
Maximum swole.
The maximum power potion was pretty useful.
Damn!
Hell yes.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Holy crap! And remember to add your d6s, guys. Those of you
Just
who have
the-
spent them,
just the
have
one, yeah.
one more.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've used yours,
Oh,
then
yeah.
those guns are gone. And if you haven't used them, well, then now you have even more.
Yay!
So that should be a
more
max of
dice.
what? 5d6 now, hey?
4d6.
4.
4d6.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, because I haven't used any, and I now have.
Neither have I, so that's
Yep.
what I'm asking.
So you guys can potentially get some sweet loot.
So one question: you said this was a West Marches one, so you can also switch characters if you want.
Correct.
Are the dice attached to the player or the character?
Player.
Okay.
Matt, how many dice are you on?
4d6, I believe.
Did he not use it? No, he's not, because he used
Cool.
the drift globe. Or did he not use a
Mhm.
dice?
Who used dice in the quarry? Because I didn't use any
I
dice
did.
in the quarry.
I think Ein did.
I did.
So Ein has 1 dice. I'm trying to, give everyone, a big...
Because I
chunk of
remember
white
Griff
dice.
saying it was an all or nothing, so
Yes,
if you use the dice, then you'll only have 1 now.
that's correct. So there's 3 of you that have 4d6 remaining, and 2 of you that have 1d6 each.
Cool.
Okay. Other than that, don't have to worry about XP because it's plot point progression, so that's fine.
But we killed the great big huge monster. Isn't that a monumental plot point? We saved the
is.
town.
It is. You're 1/3 of the way to your next level up.
Woot woot.
That is how much XP it was worth.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys are heading to the quarry, you say, next week, eh?
Yeah.
Lady, do you want to swap characters, or why are you meant? Or why did you-
Yes, that was a.
Guys, I'll pop back in a bit. I'll
I-
see you later.
It's all good.
See, I want to have Shrimp researching his definitely not. I mean, I don't assume that I'm going to get a new quick, but I assume there's probably still going to be some kind of other things as well. I'm going to research as I go by, but I'm going to have
Plot
him
twist, the end campaign boss is Shrimp. Driven
Oh,
insane
no,
by
must
the
be
events
returned
of
to this
the
world.
Queef and Lee. And the Sacred
mean-
Guardian.
You don't have to switch characters if you want to do research.
No. I realize that's just there's another character I want to do, but I just want to have a Shrimp doing the research now, and I want to because I have a character idea that is definitely completely 100% serious. It's definitely not just a joke. That I want to play.
Okay.
Is he gonna get tragically killed in the mines?
Hopefully not. I mean, I'd also like to be able to switch between the characters when I want.
I don't try to kill anybody.
No,
wasn't even,
no.
encounter-wise, this wasn't even that high of a difficulty encounter for your party, believe it or not. That was just kind of like they rolled really bloody high on the lightning blast.
Yeah, and
Blast.
like massive advantage in the terrain.
Well, yeah, that's
Couldn't you have like
that's
used
underwater
your
combat for
DME
you.
powers to magically have it like cook the water away into steam as the tentacles burst out or something, or have the water drain away through a crack somewhere?
I mean, I could, but then you have a town with no water source. So if you want me to
Tough-
do that, sure.
Tough
could
shit.
totally
We
do
could have
that.
killed the monster.
You
Out
killed
of
the
character,
monster.
of course.
You killed the monster.
Yes, but
Just
the
be happy you
monster
people all have
hurt us.
like. Oh man, I just realized I screwed up.
What?
It has damage resistance to non-magical piercing, bludgeoning, slashing. So the hippo sneak
Well,
attacks and elemental would have done a lot less actually. Damn it!
my weapons would have still at least done full damage. Thank
Oh yeah,
fuck.
yours and Ein's and Shrimps would have done, and Gralden I think as magical fists would have done normal damage.
Oh yeah, level 6. He has magical fists.
Damn it! Zip myself out of the creature. I was just sitting here looking at a stat block now. I'm like, it's a long list of damages. Oh. It also has damage immunity against lightning. La 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 lightning.